Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Day 11 of the strike by nearly 50,000 GM workers, and now there's hope for an end. Sources say if progress continues, there could be a deal in a few days. ABC's Ryan Burrow.
Workers have been on the picket lines for 11 days. The next weekly paycheck set to be received Friday will be for only $250. GM is said to be losing up to
But I think there was Hunter Biden. You know about Hunter Biden? So he was caught with a crack pipe in his car, was kicked out of the Navy for having coke in his system, and then he went directly with a consulting company over in Ukraine and was making $600 grand a year. Had no experience in natural gas company, no experience whatsoever doing any of this. Right after he was kicked out of the Navy, and then he got a bunch more when he's over in China too. And he's making $50,000 a month. Zero experience.
Well, do you want to have that happen?
And they were investigating. Apparently, they were investigating his company. A prosecutor was investigating his company. And Biden went over there and said, well, he was vice president, said, if you want this $1 billion loan guarantee, I want this prosecutor fired. And that's, he's bragged about that on the thing. Not that saying because he was he was investigating his company, but he just said, this guy's corrupt. I want him fired or you're not getting $1 billion. And Biden bragged about that on TV.
And then his son somehow got that job?
Had a job before that.
Oh.
I mean, he was doing a job. But the connection there is he was going to find that there was corruption there, that Hunter Biden never should have had this job, and he was doing it because they knew. And now they're getting investigated. Now you're stepping in and making him fire this prosecutor.
Was the prosecutor investigating the crack pipe?
No. The crack pipe was.
That was beforehand.
That was when he was before the Navy.
Okay.
I can't remember if he was in the Navy Reserves when they first they arrested him with a crack pipe in his head, and then he was in the Navy Reserve, and he got kicked out as an officer, and he got put in there as an officer. He shouldn't even been put in as an officer. That was a favor that was done by Bill Clinton, and then he got kicked out of there because he had cocaine in his system. And then he went right to these jobs, these high-ranking jobs.
What did Biden care about the prosecutor in Ukraine?
Because he was looking into if there was corruption in this natural gas company.
Okay. Sorry.
And you know what's really funny? I wish they investigated these people who come in poor. They do 10, 12, even 20 years in the government, and all of a sudden they're multimillionaires.
How is that, right?
Right.
How is that?
Exactly. And that's Joe Biden. That's LBJ. And I mean, I'm not saying just Democrats.
Well, no, LBJ was rich.
No, he wasn't.
He was an oil man.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Absolutely not.
So you're saying he was poor?
He was poor. Absolutely, he was poor.
So make today the day you call American Financing. A salary-based mortgage consultant can provide you a free mortgage review and help you find the best option for you. No pressure, no obligation, and no upfront fees ever. You know what else? American Financing doesn't start your loans term over. You choose your refinance benefits and how long you want your term to be. Don't put a mortgage refinance.
Miss Barney.
Yes, how are you?
Excellent.
Good.
I thought Ed was farther ahead with me on his implants.
Did you get an implant?
Who is the implant? Ed. Who's Ed?
Cracks in the garage, basement, sidewalk, stairs, and front porch is shifting.
No, that's just
ugly Ed.
Come on, this year. Our website.
He literally had his started 3 days working on it.
They started his implant procedure and pulled over his feet 3 days before me.
So plumb line's in hour 3. I mean, we can't do that. So that's just the opposite.
No. Here. One nice thing they did here, though, is they just told different stages. Do I not have a
Hi, Tom Martin to the show. We are here to solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints. All you have to do is give us a call at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. What's going on in your life? What's happening? All you have to do is call us. You know, this show I try to define, and there is no definition. We talk about absolutely everything on your mind at 303-713-TALK. As you've heard, we have our lawmakers convening for a possible impeachment. They're inquiring about a phone call because of a whistleblower. If you have any comments on that, again, I'm not going to take political comments on Republican and Democrat on all this, but I've even heard staunch Republicans say that, you know, he skirted the line there with presidential influence. Meanwhile, you better get ready for major ripoffs coming your way, because as soon as the first cold hits, you're going to find a lot of people being told they need new furnaces. Most of the time, I'm going to tell you, not some of the time, most of the time you're told you need a new furnace, you do not. Now, many times it might be wise to get a new furnace if something's old. I think if a furnace is 20 years old, you're spending more money than it's worth as far as maintenance and energy bills. 20 years old. That's my cutoff, absolute cutoff. Now, as far as problems, depends on how serious they are. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I have a question for Bonnie Shields. Bonnie Shields is a family law attorney. We often get calls on family law. And I save up emails for people on my referral list because we have so many experts to choose from. You see, I use referrallist.com not only to refer people to, and as a website, by the way, it's a little slow today. We're having some technical difficulties. But not only is it a great source to tell people who to find and what to find, but our experts. You know, we use Bonnie for family law. I use Compass Insurance Group for insurance stuff. And what about the lottery? Okay, someone settles on maintenance and someone settles on child support. What happens if they win a lottery? What happens? You know, do they go back to court? What happens, first of all, with maintenance?
Maintenance depends on whether it's contractual or whether it's modifiable. So if it's modifiable, conceivably that could be a reason to modify.
If it's based on income, even if I say if he or she won that after the divorce, why would it be modifiable at all?
I think that it's iffy because the change needs to be, it needs to be some sort of substantial change continuing, and so as to make the old maintenance amount basically grossly unfair.
But even if, but what I'm saying is, if this fortune comes after a divorce, why should any ex-spouse benefit from that? If it's after bye-bye,
right,
you're gone.
It really depends on the circumstances, Tom. It's possible. I don't think it is a slam dunk by any stretch.
So they could go back and take future money just because you are married to someone.
It's possible for the year that you received the lottery in that they would consider your income much greater.
If the maintenance is based on income and if the child support is based on income.
Right.
You see, I think maintenance should be based on your best income during the married years, maybe, or on average. But it seems to me, really, I mean, if you get rid of somebody or they get rid of you, and you, as a result, thrive and do better, it's almost unfair that they can claw into the future. I can see a husband or a wife, an ex, paying a disparaging amount in maintenance, you know, if you have a way bigger income, because you can make the argument you guys were married. I can see it. But to simply arbitrarily take it, and of course you don't make the rules. I'm just saying I think it's unfair. Now, as far as the children go, that's a different story. We can take that up in a minute. Deborah, you have a problem with Sandals Resort. What's going on?
Oh, hi, Tom. Long-time listener.
Well, thank you. What's going on?
Well, I went to Turks and Caicos. I took 17 people. I had a great time. It was wonderful.
Sandals.
At the last minute, Yeah, well, no, we went to Beaches and Turks and Caicos. But
Oh, okay.
Sandals and Beaches is owned by Ultimate Vacations Limited,
All right.
and they're headquartered out of Miami.
Yeah.
At the last minute, one of the couples couldn't go because her husband had a heart attack. So she called, and they said, no problem, you have up to a year to use this paid vacation. Well, they didn't use it.
Well,
and,
wait, was that written somewhere else other than in this man's head for this phone conversation? Was it written anywhere that she had the right to cash in on this?
Well, no, she didn't want to cash in. She just couldn't go.
What I mean is that she had the right to postpone it or take a rain check. Was it written anywhere?
Oh, no.
So one clerk told
Go
her this, or was it a manager? I'm just trying to set the stage here. Who told her you can cash in? I don't mean cash in. You can use the credit anytime in the next couple of years. Who told her that?
When she called in, the person who was on the toll-free number for Beaches, and she had a reservation number, and she called the toll-free number.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, we're so sorry to hear that.
That'll be impossible to prove or to use. But anyway, what's going on now?
So, and the deadline is in November. So she called me a couple of months ago and said, we're just not going to go. He hasn't improved, blah, blah, blah. So she gave the trip back to me, which I originally paid for.
Okay.
And so
anyway, where does it stand? Let's talk about the problem. So she could not go. She was told she could use it in the future, and hence what happened?
When I called to change her name back to mine, they said, oh, no, you can't do that. We have a one-name change policy. No,
wait, what do you mean change the name? I thought you just said she was going to use it for herself in the future. They didn't say she could transfer it.
Well, let me see how to explain this. I made all these reservations a year and a half in advance.
Okay.
To get the best price.
I get it.
A lot can happen in a year.
No, Deborah, I get it, but it's all. Listen, you're thinking I'm not listening, and I really am. You made reservations way in advance. It's not her fault that the husband had a heart attack, but no matter what happens, it's all contractual. If the contract allows transferring, you can transfer. If it allows using it in the future and postponing it, you can postpone it. If it is not written in the contract, there are no other agreements, even if some moron on the phone promised something. You cannot go outside of the written agreement, because you only go outside of the written agreement if he made a promise before you signed it. For example, if you were going to sign it and he says, hey, no matter what you do, because it's so far in advance, we're going to allow you to use it if something goes wrong, and you could call that, if you could prove that statement outside of the written agreement, fraud in the inducement. They induced you to buy the contract. But once you bought the tickets or the contract or the stay, once you bought it, nothing this person can say will alter your written contract at all, because it's not.
We didn't have a written contract. I never signed a contract.
All right, then nobody has to go. But did you pay for it?
Sure, that's your policy. You have to pay before
Well, Deborah,
you take the trip.
so hold on. Not having a written contract is good if you deny it ever existed. But here's the problem. You paid for it. So you're saying, I never had a contract, that payment was made in error. Is this your position now, that you never had a contract?
No, I just wanted to use it, and they won't let me because I'm changing the name on paid reservation.
Deborah, I understand. I think it's crazy. I'm on your side. I think they should change it. It's not costing them a dime. It would do no harm. I get it. I get everything you're saying. However, when people buy things like vacations and flights and cruises and trips, the policy is the policy. Now, you're saying, well, there was no contract. Well, you have to have it either way. There was a contract, and you paid for it, and it doesn't have to be written. You're acknowledging that you bought this trip, therefore you paid for it. Now, if you're saying, no, there was no contract, I never intended to make this trip, well then, call it fraud and challenge it with your credit card and say somebody else did this with your credit card. Deborah, I know you're thinking, I don't have a written contract. How can they now throw terms and conditions at me? Well, that's going to be difficult. Well, I understand that. But then the other question is, why didn't you ask before you paid? You see, it goes both ways. When there is no, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I swear to you, you called, but I'm being honest with you. If it's good both ways. When you don't have a written contract, it's difficult for both of you. They could say there's a $10,000 cancellation fee. You say prove it. They can't. Now, if you say I have the right to transfer, they can say prove it. So you are in a quandary right now. I would simply, here's what I would do. I would cancel it with my credit card saying, you know what, when I made this, I was under the impression it could be transferred. It's no loss to them. They refuse to honor it with another name. It would be no harm to them. I don't even know why they're giving you a hard time. Why will they not let you transfer it?
I don't know, because they say that they have a name.
They have what?
Name transfer. And I had transferred the name.
But what difference does it make? Here's what I don't understand. What harm is it doing them to change the name?
None. It's doing none. It's a bad business decision.
How much is this trip?
You know,
I think it is too.
It's about $4,000.
You know what? To change from one woman to another, how the hell will that affect anyone? Are you asking to do it at a different time?
No.
Okay.
I'm not asking anyone.
Then what's the name? What's the name of the place? I'll call them. What's the name?
It's Ultimate Vacations Limited.
Do you have a person you talk to there?
Well, let's see. Andrew Stewart owns it, multi-millionaire.
All right, hold on a second. Suzanne, get her information. Deputy Clint, let's give it. Here's what I don't. Okay, I understand no refunds, no cancellations, no transfers. I understand it. But in this case, what loss would they have? It would be different if they were saying, we want our money back. They're not asking for the money. They're just asking to take that name and change it. And come on, people. This is just an excuse to keep money.
You're in charge of...
But isn't that what airlines do?
Yeah, but I don't know how. What I'm saying is, but really, truly, to just change a name, there's nothing going on.
But the airline started that, what, 20, 30 years
Fix
ago?
it 24/7. FixMyHome.com. We have somebody on right now. There's a spot on. You told me to do it, and I was doing it, and there's a spot. FixMyHome.com. It's the website for Fix It 24/7. We're going to be talking to George later. I have a lot of questions for him as winter approaches. He's the owner. And for $39 for new customers, they want to show you what they can do to prepare your furnace for winter. I know you think, well, they just want to get inside my house and say, yeah, they do. They do. And guess what? That's great that they do, because for $39, you get a licensed tech in your home and you can watch them. They'll take that furnace apart to the extent they can to refurbish, clean, adjust, and lubricate and make sure it's in top running condition. If anything is wrong, of course you want to know about it, but you'll be told by someone honest. Just $39 to get this in tip-top shape with a no breakdown guarantee. And remember, free second opinions when you need them the most. If someone says you need a new furnace, call them. 720-526-3939.
If you run a small business, every penny counts. So saving up to 30% on your workers' comp insurance is a big deal. That's why you need a workers' comp rate check from Pi Insurance. Now
So do next David Salisbury, or should we do it? I don't feel comfortable here.
Tommy! Since you got your current policy, that's why Pi Insurance invites you to get a quick online quote right from your computer or smartphone.
Yeah, I'll do it.
PiInsurance.com, and you'll know in just
No,
minutes if you're overpaid.
I'll do it though.
Pi Insurance was built a better way to make workers' comp a no-brainer with an easy online experience and outstanding service. Pi's coverage is A-rated by AM Best and helps protect your business and your employees. Plus, it could save you up to 30%. Do yourself a favor. Find out if your small business is
It wasn't so much that I was worried about.
Check your rate today. See how much you can save at pieinsurance.com. That's pieinsurance.com.
If you have traditional insulation in your walls, you're probably paying too much on energy bills. You need the right insulation for true efficiency. Whether upgrading or building new, you need the incredible Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. This is not the foam you see in cans at big box stores. This is advanced injection foam, filling wall cavities, maintaining R value permanently in all temperatures. No hassle application. Injected from outside the home, compacting existing insulation, filling every nook and cranny around it. Retro foam is environmentally friendly, no off-gassing, and can even make your home up to 80% quieter. Comfort, lower energy bills in a day or less. What are you waiting for? You have everything to gain, nothing to lose. Call Rocky Mountain Retro Phone now. 720-676-6333. 720-676-6333. And see their amazing video at foamyourwalls.com.
Wesley had IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Coming after my house, my car. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
Wesley called Optima Tax Relief.
Oh, they were great people. Optima Tax. They know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Optima Tax Relief. Some people have jobs, other people have careers. Frank Duran, the real estate man, has, well,
this is not just a job or a career to me. This is my passion.
Simply put, you'll never find better for buying or selling your real estate.
I want to know what I want you to think about, Bonnie, things that always come up, always in divorce, that you would just like, if you can get on a soapbox, like myths or preconceptions, anything like that. And I'm going to be talking about it later. Because there are, for example, things about contracts and buying cars that people believe that are, like I have a 3-day right to rescind. But I want to know if in divorce law there's stuff that you just are tired of hearing. Like, no, that's not true. Okay, the other one is, I want to hear about any recent rulings that are interesting.
I brought those, so I'm just going to flip through those.
Okay.
This report is sponsored by Delta Dental of Colorado.
Dry and hot today, high 88. Tomorrow, a couple of showers, waking up to 48, topping out at 70. Rain chance at 20%. I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner, Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather.
Delta Dental
Do you remember the guy who found out his
your
ex-wife
oral
had died and he's been continuing to pay her
smile
insurance
power.
for 24 months?
Delta
We got his
Dental
money back.
Yay!
Okay, talk about that.
See all of the plan options.
And that was a no-brainer, really.
It was a no-brainer, but it took me 2 months
Really?
But
to
why
be able to get the death
was it?
certificate. That was the hard part. And then the court ruled immediately, and it refunded. He's been paying weekly because he's been garnishing his wages, and they had to refund it check by check.
Denver's talk station.
How many checks did he have to?
A lot. There were a lot of checks that flooded in, and I told him, keep track, make sure you get everyone back, and then let me know when they're all back, and I'll fill your case out.
Cool.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Now, we are taking care of this call for Deborah, not because I think that she has a guaranteed refund or transfer privilege, but it's ridiculous. I believe in all contract situations. Now, this is what I'm going to say. I don't think anyone's obligated, but in all contract situations, if a request to alter it does not cost you a dime, give me a reason why you shouldn't do it. Give me a reason. Jamie, welcome. What's happening, Jamie? And then Debbie, reverse questions, reverse mortgage. Jamie, what's going on?
Hi, yes, good morning, Tom. I have a key bank account that has, what happened is I'm a victim of fraud. Somebody was able to hack into my PayPal account. With that being said, I have a train of overdraft fees from Key Bank.
Okay.
I now have, my account is on hold, so no merchant can take any money out, but they are still able to take out these overdraft fees, which are $40 a pop.
All right, so wait a minute. What are they doing at Key Bank to help you?
Nothing.
Well, what do you
at
mean
this
nothing?
point. I have disputes going through, and they're telling me that they will not lift any of the overdraft fees, and it's an automatic system. They have no control.
Okay,
and
hold on.
find...
They did take the fraudulent charges, and they reimbursed you, right?
No, they did not.
Okay. You proved there was fraud, or did you report it to the cops?
I have not reported to the cops.
Well, you have to report fraud.
That they're under a dispute right now, so they're investigating the PayPal account transfers.
Okay, how much money are we talking about?
I'm now negative $233 in my account due to overdraft fees.
Okay, but I'm talking about not overdraft. I'm talking about the fraudulent charges. How much?
Oh, the fraudulent charges, excuse me. Those are about $50 in fraudulent charges, and I still have money in my account, or I should have money in my account.
This is your PayPal account?
Yes, sir.
And what do? They take from your debit card into PayPal, and then from PayPal to the payee, or to the... Is that it?
So what happened is I don't know where the charges are coming from, but I had found out through my email account that I had overdraft fees. And I went and I did the investigation myself. My bank
Jamie,
never contacted me.
I just need to know something. You have a checking account. That's where the fees are. This checking account is being drawn on from your PayPal account?
Correct.
Okay. You have a debit card connected to your PayPal account, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I have my debit card and my actual
I recommend
bank account.
those listening, the reason I'm saying this, never, ever, ever do it. Let me tell you why. Your bank's going to say it's a PayPal problem. Your PayPal's going to say it's a bank problem. You will never, ever get satisfaction when you have this situation. It sucks. What was supposed to be a protection, PayPal, is not a protection. It is exactly another layer of problems. So when you normally have a credit card dispute, you don't have a credit card dispute with PayPal. Do you know why? Your credit card goes into PayPal. PayPal pays the merchant or the fraud or the con artist. And guess what? Your credit card says, oh, we made a legitimate payment to PayPal. There is no dispute. PayPal got the payment. So you can't say, but what I bought with PayPal is fraudulent. It's the PayPal problem. It really is. People think it's protection. It is exactly the opposite. So what you need to do, you got problems here, all right? Your bank draft, KeyBank, what are they supposed to do? The drafts went to PayPal. You were overdrawn. Now, Jamie, again, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I'm giving you truth. What are they supposed to do?
Well, what I would have liked to have heard is due to the fact that the overcharges are due to my negative account now, is that they would stop the overdraft fees.
I agree. I agree.
Knowing that I'm under dispute interaction.
I totally agree with that. So you're telling me that even though you've reported a fraud, they can't put a hold on your account. They keep every time it's dinged, but every time it's dinged, you're automatically charged overdraft.
Correct. And somehow someone's still being able to charge my account, and I am not able to pull my debit card off of my PayPal because I still have charges pending on PayPal.
The account.
So I can't remove my bank account at all.
Ugly Ed, what? Ugly Ed. Hold on.
PayPal has a great protection plan. PayPal themselves. Has she contacted PayPal?
Yeah, but wait, I dispute that. What's great about it? Tell me what's great about it.
They'll refund your charges.
For what?
For anything fraudulent.
Ed, I have had complaint after complaint after complaint that they won't. But listen, I want to be wrong. So, Deborah, have you contacted PayPal?
My name's Jamie, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Why do I have?
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong one, Jamie.
PayPal,
yeah.
And they can't do anything, and they can't even lift my account numbers or anything off or my debit cards because I have pending charges. So whoever has fraudulently charged my account still has my bank account information, and I can't even close it.
Jamie, that doesn't sound like PayPal. You talked to PayPal, and they said they will. You cannot disconnect your bank because you have pending charges, and it still gets hit. So can you freeze it so future charges can't be made?
Right, and so that's where the issue is with my bank. So they have ceased all merchant people to charge via PayPal or any other third parties, but my key bank is still able to charge me $40 after my bank account is seized for overdraft fees. So every day now,
every
I'm
single
getting an
day,
overdraft fee.
even though your bank account is frozen, every single day, Key Bank is hitting you for late fees. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Exactly. Why? I don't understand it myself.
Now, I have a problem with PayPal because, Ugly Ed, you just said that PayPal helps with fraudulent charges. Did they say they would help, Jamie?
Nope.
What did? Hold on. They didn't say tough.
It's under dispute with my bank right now.
No,
so
I'm not. I'm talking about PayPal. They're going into your PayPal account and taking money.
Yeah, no, they won't. My PayPal account is done. It's on hold, so nobody can go in and out.
But what are they doing with the charges that were already taken from PayPal?
I don't know. They're not doing anything. Because what the issue is my PayPal account was linked to my actual bank account.
I understand that. You don't have to tell me that again.
They're not doing any. They just left me hanging. I don't have any of it. They just said they weren't going to reimburse me. They're going through my bank. They're doing the dispute process.
So, Ugly Ed, why is she finding an absolutely opposite reaction to what you just said you had? What? What did you do?
I had fraudulent charges.
Yes.
Same thing.
And what did you do?
I called PayPal.
Yes.
And they froze the account so no one else
That's what they're doing. They're freezing it.
And they unlinked my PayPal account to my bank account. This was less than a year ago. It's been maybe
now,
about a year
hold
ago.
on. What did they do with the actual charges?
They couldn't do anything with the overdraft charges at the
Not
bank.
the overdraft. I'm
No.
talking about the actual charges.
They refunded my money.
They
but
did.
I still had to pay an overdraft charge at my bank.
No, they have nothing to do with that.
Right.
And I fear, but what Jamie has a good point. Why pay overdraft fees once you froze your bank account? That your bank is saying, yes, we're freezing your account, but we're going to penalize you every time there's an overdraft. I mean, can you close your bank account at Key Bank? Of course you can.
No, they won't let me because I'm in the negative because of their overdraft fee.
That's why she's getting the overdraft, because she's negative.
I understand, but even if she paid those, Dan, they will keep doing it every time a request comes in.
Technically, I have enough money in my bank account due to other reimbursements that happened, and so I technically have enough money to pay for whatever the question of money, the $50 on my fraudulent payment on the PayPal account. So even with that, I would still have enough money in my account to cover that, and then some. But they're not lifting any of the fees.
Okay,
and they're still charging me every day.
Suzanne, honest to God, this is unbelievable that Key Bank would treat a customer this way. They should at least freeze the account and let her close it and not charge late charges. That's ridiculous.
It's crazy, Tom.
No, it is ridiculous, and I'm with you, frustrated. But there's another thing. PayPal is supposed to refund you your money. Okay? So I want Daphne to work on this. And I want you to follow the exact procedure that Ugly Ed did again. Okay? I know you said you did it, but I find it unbelievable that people could be so ridiculously screwed up. And I hope this is a lesson for anyone with PayPal. PayPal is not your pal. PayPal sucks. Do you understand that? It sucks. It causes more problems than not.
This is Denver.
My PayPal's backed up by a credit card, so I can dispute the card. But no, you cannot, because the credit card says they paid PayPal. Oh.
Westbound I-70, stop and go on the elevation portion and a bit stop and go. They do allow a name change, and they allow one name change and allow one change a day. Highway at this time.
That's pretty cool.
She's already done one name change. Summer like with a high of 87.
One day on her because she didn't make because the guy had a heart attack. So they changed his. But now they want to change the woman.
And because she reserved it so early,
on 630
The
K House.
cost of the vacation company is about $1,312 just for reservation.
HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions.
But I would say this lady, as far as charging
with candidates from an online dashboard.
additional
More at
overdraft,
Indeed.com/.
it's additional because she's in the negative.
American Restoration 24/7. I cannot stress this enough. We are going into winter. A lot of times there's frozen pipes. There's all kinds of property trauma. Whether you have a fire, a flood, a storm, mold, or worse, American Restoration 24/7. Remember the name. Why? Because there are so many ripoffs in this field. Please believe me when I tell you that. Don't get ripped off. If you know someone with a property emergency, amrest247.com.
What's up, Bonnie Shields? How are you doing?
In the PayPal?
No, in
We're
going to Maui next week.
We're going to Maui.
Are you? When are you going?
We are going
Anyway, somehow they just
October,
and so
like,
about day, we had checks bouncing.
we're going about 30 days.
Hoping that was all.
Nice.
Where are you staying?
Coming in, and
We're
then
staying
you
in
have
a
one top the other,
condo,
top the other. When
um,
there's over
sister has a high
$100,000
school
sitting
friend
there that they
that
failed.
moved out of her condo into a big house, and so she rents the condo out. It's right on a bay.
Oh, very cool.
So townhouse,
Is it
2 bedroom, 2 bath
$130,000? Was it
place,
just
so
a check they hadn't done
my sister
anything
and a
with?
cousin and I are going.
Oh, wow. No hubby? Girls' day?
Yeah, we do a girls trip once a year.
The guy brought the clothes.
That's a heck of a girls' trip.
And it was such a
Yeah, but
large amount, they said they
It's
told them to
$190 a night divided by 10 people, and it doesn't cost me very much.
Right.
No, it doesn't cost much at all. Airfare is more than their
Do they
hotel.
actually go to
That's
that?
very cool. You'll have a blast. I've never been to Maui. We've been to Hawaii. This is the first
We're
time
just gonna
Maui.
hold it right here.
put it in the drawer somewhere.
We tried to go
I
around
understand
there.
what you're saying, Mark. I understand.
I would say, thank you doing ASAP, because they.
He's just saying he wants it.
Every day money in there
In their account. I know, yeah.
somewhere.
I don't know, well, thank God we had deposit slip because
Oh,
they
man,
were
the
saying we didn't deposit.
Oh, okay.
It was like, you know, yeah, we forgot that one.
So they took away the overdraft fees.
Yeah, they took it away.
Let's try to get that lady on with that car deal yesterday.
Car insurance with personalized monthly rates and rewards based on how much and how well you drive. No mysterious rates or mumbo-jumbo from an insurance agent that you're pretty sure is taking advantage of you. The Nobler app can measure things like how hard you brake and whether you're texting and driving. I know you never do that.
She sent some more
Things
stuff.
like daily mileage,
Yesenia from yesterday. Actually, you might even been when she first.
Oh, I wasn't here yesterday.
No. She come on again yesterday, but she might have been on the day before. Yesenia. She had bought a Jeep,
Sounds familiar.
$40,000. She put $10,000 down thereabout. They said they could finance her. Then they said they couldn't finance her. She needs a co-signer.
Yeah. I'm going to do exactly what you said.
Windows and Doors 30th
Yeah,
anniversary.
I remember
We're
hearing that.
celebrating with a 30-day sale this month only. Take advantage of
So
huge
where's it
savings.
stand?
$285 off everything.
Apparently, Mark gave a call to the place, and he's
money
gonna
down, no payments.
update.
Okay.
He wants to squeeze a little bit.
Okay.
September 30th, which means you have less than 1 week left.
I
Dreamstyle
guess
Windows
it's
and
on
Doors is proud to celebrate
Deborah.
30 years of
Okay,
business.
so I just put it in an email to who? To you?
If you want to do that one.
Yeah, just send it to me.
We offer a wide range of quality Pella windows and doors during our 30th
God, what the hell's the name on
And
it?
they do have brochures available. It's strange to look at.
every door with
So
12 months, no money
we should
down,
press number
payments
2
and
on
no interest.
keypad. You can get the brochure that explains all the details
Dreamstyle
of
Windows and Doors featuring Pella. Call
your vacation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It is available.
Gotcha.
Oh,
So on that coverage and stuff that we went and seen.
Yeah.
So I sent her that email that I put you also on that.
Finally happy.
I have no idea.
I don't think she's ever going to be happy.
But I'm saying
She's
we're
gonna,
done.
she's gonna lose money on that house.
I tell you what really bothers me is your smell. I think she's gonna tear up her driveway to get that.
To get to the sprinkler system, they're very deep.
There you go. She just sent you, okay?
You know, somebody else, like,
I think there's someone go on, look at it.
David, so right now, he's a retired homeowner, he's been home so long. He said, all the time now, he manages jobs, whether he does he manages them for people. He said, and most of the time he's taken over when they're trying to do a flip, and they've got themselves in big trouble. And the bank says, hire this guy, and we're not going to do any more money. I was telling about that, and he said,
well, the other thing is on that, you know, those two copper pipes, and you're right, that's exactly what it is. So there's not a lot of room to work up there, and they're soldered on. This is going to end up getting gone. He's going to
have a handicap above the ground where somebody's going to run over the thing.
Run over it, trip on it.
It's probably in the landscape before.
Hi, Tom. 713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's talk. I don't believe the problem. We'll just keep going, though. The one with KeyBank, we're working on it off the air. Look, listen, it behooves you to listen to this show. My God, it's amazing what you learn. So right now, the teachable moment here with a PayPal account. Do not link a bank account. They say you have to. Don't. In fact, I do not recommend PayPal at all, ever. It just does not protect you. It adds a layer of bureaucracy. Deb, what's happening? Reverse mortgages. You want pros and cons, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Here are the pros. It allows you to tap the equity in your home without risk of losing your home so long as you abide by the conditions, which are paying your taxes and insurance. That's it. Credit doesn't really matter. It does matter that you can pay your insurance and your taxes. Now, you also have to keep your house. No one's ever inspected it, but you can't let the house just be dilapidated into a slum. So the benefit is you tap your equity, and you don't get a lot of your equity. The very best you will get of your equity, the very best, if you're old and have a lot of equity, is maybe 60% of your equity. The very best. And that's, most get 30 to 50%. Okay, now here's the other thing, all right? You must, the benefit is also that you never have to make a payment. Okay, that's a benefit. The benefit is there's no taxes on this because it's not income, it's a loan. You can take it in a lump sum in monthly payments or a line of credit as an emergency. Here are the disadvantages. It is very expensive. I don't care what anyone says. When you consider that it sits there and the interest that accrues is compounded, which means you are accruing compounded interest for the payments you're not making, okay? So it goes against, and that means if you borrow 100, it goes up to 105, 110, I mean, eventually. So, but the good news is it can never go beyond where they tell you to get out of your house. You know, it'll never go to, so if you live so long and have so much money out, they can never say, well, this accrued way more than we thought, you need to leave, okay? So that's not going to happen. But it does accrue as compounded interest. Now, but let me say something. If you don't have a choice and you're old and you have a lot of equity, there's nothing wrong with doing it. Many people want to leave their equity to their children. Well, this is not a good thing if you want to do that. Now, one thing is your estate will never be strapped with negative equity. If you have this loan when you die, the heirs have a choice of selling the home and paying off the loan if they can. But if there's no equity there because the loan has gotten up to an amount that's equal or more than the home, the estate can simply hand the house back to the government or to the lender with no repercussions whatsoever. Okay? Now, one of the most benefits I see is when you're elderly and you have a lot of equity, I would take a line of credit. I wouldn't use it unless I needed it, but I'd put it in place because you're not going to pay interest on that if you don't use it. And that line of credit actually increases every year that you don't use it, and it just increases and sits there. So if you have an emergency, you can take 10 grand out. Okay? So, and then interest starts accruing. But here's the best thing about what I call an empty line of credit for emergencies. Let's say you have 200 that you can draw from, but it just sits there. Okay? Here's the biggest benefit. They put a 150% lien on your home. Now, that doesn't mean anything to you, because if you're not using the line of credit, you can just sell your house or move. They're not going to say, pay us 150%. They're just doing that to protect themselves. So this is what it does to other people who prey on the elderly. It protects you from those con men and women who look for people with a lot of equity, because it shows that you have negative equity. It also makes you less of a target for lawsuits because you have no equity for people to go after. So, and then it protects you from creditors. So that line of credit is good if it just sits there as for an emergency, and it shows a big lien on your house. Now, hold on if you have any specific questions. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Indeed.
Okay, I special. The special. Guess so, yeah. I got hold of vacation. I'll be right back. I got hold of vacation company.
A little bit slow there, north of the I-70 interchange. Westbound I-70 slow, the elevated portion, and either side of 225. Westbound 270 a bit slow, either side of Vasquez, and still some construction delays on the westbound side of the turnpike near baseline. Weather forecast. Well, going to be sunny today, summer-like with a high near 87. Right now, partly cloudy and 65. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Indeed, using over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings, screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire.
I want you to take this website down and visit it. It's true. AvoidSurgeryToday.com. That's Centeno Schultz. I can't stand every day when I hear these myths about stem cell treatment. First of all, that it grows new tissue and it can be used anywhere. No, not all stem cells can be used in all places. There are special stem cells for certain areas and certain functions. Centeno Schultz knows this because they have been the pioneers in this space. Now there are people who say, oh, it's experimental, it doesn't work. It absolutely does work in some cases. Insurance companies consider it experimental because the FDA has not taken a position on it that it is effective. But it doesn't matter because the proof is in the pudding. Centeno Schultz has thousands of case histories where it did work. And if it doesn't, they have less invasive treatments and other treatments for you. AvoidSurgeryToday.com for the best information about living stem cell therapy. 303-963-9201.
I think we're not communicating right here. I need the actual verbiage you want in there, not
There's the verbiage. There's the verbiage right there. There's the verbiage under each one. Look at it. There's the verbiage right there. All the verbiage is right there. Mark, I don't know what to tell you. That's how I enter it on the site.
No. What he wants is the stuff for everything that you changed.
Everything?
Yeah, you showed it to me down there. It looked like you already had it.
Why does he need everything?
He just asked for it. I don't know. Probably because he thinks
he can go on the site and see the verbiage and copy and paste it.
Okay, I'll send him this.
Mark, you think it's easy. Go on the site and tell me where I find my verbiage. Tell me, because I'll do it for you. No, I'll do it for you. I swear to God I want to. I don't know what he means.
Okay, let me just send him this, see what he does.
I'm going to try. If there's a way to download the verbiage, I, honest to God, don't know what he means.
Basically, what he wants is for you to put in whatever changes you want. I don't want this Italian shit, I want this. And then he's going to have everything put in.
I already put everything in. I put everything in.
I know what's going to happen. They're going to back up the whole thing, and it's going to be back to where it is, and he wants your wording to be able to put in. That's what he's saying.
If they go to the WordPress, yes, then I don't want to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I'm going to get an HTML guy. Mark, okay. I bet Paul could do it. I don't want him to do it. Okay. That's the easiest thing. I'm going to get Paul to do that one thing because the whole site's working wonderfully.
I just know what he's saying.
And I had to change colors and all that, but I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to make it back up anyway because now you're scaring me.
Consumer credit, my daughter was it called?
I'm going to make each page.
And now she's
that's why he's saying he wants everything.
We haven't visited anyway.
Okay, okay. Then don't write to me because I truly may not want to meet them.
Okay.
For a doctor or for?
Like different studying the brain and
I'm going to put it in a word
full-time job or?
Neuroscientists can do research. They can also do certain therapies and things like that they do retraining the brain, that sort of thing.
For brain injury or for Alzheimer's
Could
or
be
all that?
brain injury, could be anxiety, could be depression.
Look at this blizzard that already hit in Montana. It's historic. I know what he's thinking. I just know it. What are you talking about? I know what.
But if I can talk to him, I need him out. Somebody's in there right now.
Oh, I don't know.
Still, if you want granite or solid surface or any kind of countertops, Mitch Fleury is like I did at the front page, and I don't want to go back into what you want.
Well, I told him, don't, you know.
I know exactly what you want. Here, I know changes whatever material you use, you know, customization.
I'm sure he's just thinking this is going to be a daily thing.
No, it's not.
I know it's not, and you know it's not. I'm just telling you.
And I thank you for telling me this, because now it's time to change those charges, because you're right. Rather than argue, we just do what we choose to do. Mr. Right. From the manufacturer. That's exactly what we've done in my 4 weeks to pay now. And he will give you 100% satisfaction guarantee. Our surprise on this, you know, this is like and one of the greatest fun companies. He does the whole front range of mountain communities. 303-386-5919. AutoGranite.net. 303-386-5919. Oh, yeah, this will be
Oh, that the car one, the lady on the car, but she's on.
And she's really, what she's living
You'll
with, she
hear
wants
it.
to University of Michigan or Johns Hopkins.
She was kind of full of
She
shit.
doesn't have the grades that she wants to get in there. She's going to apply anyway. Hopefully.
Because you're smart.
I mean, it would be nice if she got admitted and they'd have to get us.
Chino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Debbie, did you have any specific questions on reverse mortgages?
I do, Tom.
Okay, what?
I was told that there would be an arm for, you know, the mortgage or whatever, for whatever, which I don't like arms.
Well, yeah, they are adjustable rates. That's just the way they are. They're not fixed rates. Yep.
Okay.
And and it's not that much higher than prime, but it is absolutely a reality. So you don't have a predictable interest rate.
Okay. And then the counseling fee, have you heard about that, where you have to go through a credit counseling thing?
Yeah, they do that for your benefit. They do that so you don't get hoodwinked. They want want you to know what you're getting into. So I like that function.
Okay. And then just the downside of...
Well, the downside is accruing against your equity. That's the downside.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I have 2 children. I wanted to leave the benefit of what I have left to them. And so I don't have a...
How much equity do you have?
She said I have 3... Is it 383 or 393?
In equity? In equity?
No, that's the total. That's my property price. I owe a little under $77,000.
Yeah, so you have good equity. You have good, how old are you? How old are you?
62.
I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, I think you're too young. Now, there are going to be people who disagree with me. I love approval reverse mortgage. You know what? I'd rather you ask her, because Joan Sullivan and Rosemary, they're honest. They really are. Oh, Rosemary, is it? They're very, very honest. They will tell you if it's not a good idea. So don't go by me. If you have a lot of equity, if you do a line of credit, that's perfect. Do you need regular money or can you have a line of credit? That's what I would do.
Okay, I'll check with them. Yeah, I know I have a low mortgage rate right now and everything, and but I didn't, at my age.
Having that peace of mind, though, that you can stay in that house forever is it brings a value, don't you think?
Yeah, it
I mean,
does.
that's the biggest part to most people.
Okay, well, I'm just really glad to talk to you about this because I wasn't sure.
Listen, I will never steer anybody into it if it's a bad deal. Neither will Approval Reverse. Here's their number. It's
I got it.
303.
I got a pen.
303.
Okay.
771.
Okay.
3528.
Now, who am I going to ask for?
Anyone who answers, but how about Joan? She's the owner, Joan, or Rosemary. Is it Rosemary or Rosemary? They're just lovely. You'll talk to somebody there. And now, I want you to know that we talked to the resort, but you got to hang on, Deborah. We talked to the resort. And then also, we have a follow-up. Now, Roger, if you could please hold on. I don't want to rush you right now, okay? So if you hang on, I'll take you after the break, okay? Is that all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Now, Yasina called, and Mark talked to the dealership. Yasina said she put 11 grand down. I'm going from memory. On
It's like
vehicle.
10.5, yeah.
And then she financed 20-something.
About 30 up.
Okay. So the total purchase price was X amount of dollars. I think she overpaid, sadly, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, she said...
I don't know if she overpaid.
What was the rest of the story? She returned... Yasina, what was the rest of the story? They were keeping your down payment even though they could not find you a loan. They said you needed a cosigner. You got a cosigner. You've had the car 5 months. They couldn't get you financed. And they said, not only do you have to return the car, we're keeping your 11 grand, right?
Yeah, and they want me to pay them like $75 for every day that I've had the car for.
Wait, you just told me though that they wanted the car back and they were going to keep all your money. Didn't you just tell me that? You told me that 5 times. Yasina, you told me they were keeping your $11,000. Did everyone in the studio hear it? Hold on. Okay, listen, we contacted them. I love when people try to back out of what they said. She said they were keeping your 11 grand. SimplyFloorsInc.com. The owner, Buddy Mitchell.
Did she not say that? And now she knows you talked to him and found the truth.
Like 5 times.
She knew that you found the fucking truth. And now she wants to get out of it.
A funny thing. Everyone
I'm sorry, Bonnie, don't get afraid.
It comes down to 2 things. God, and then the service, because the installation is critical.
I know, it's my,
when it comes to installation and
I tend to break dance.
.com to make your own
And then Dan
I could follow
Ben's time over there with the pen.
Well, look at this. He's doing the dual right there.
Damn! That's the original breakdance.
And then Dano tries to stir shit all the time.
I didn't know that.
Dano's always stirring shit. The guy is just serving.
I'll tell you what the guy's going to do. If I were him and he's going to do it, he's going to go back to the original agreement. She's going to owe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 payments to him.
He's Denver's talk station.
That's payments.
Now that's to me the most concern.
Yep. So he's going to hold the paper. He's, fine. I won't sell it. I'll hold the paper, and she owes me 6 payments.
Yes,
in Denver, does any apartment complex?
That's as fair as it gets.
That's
Mark,
very fair.
in Denver, does any apartment complex have to accept voucher?
No.
Oh, because this guy is going to come on. He thinks it's the law in Denver now. They passed a law, and he says they're discriminating
Well, we
against
better
my
find out
girlfriend.
before we say.
I never thought of
But
that.
I have never.
He said the law was changed
Wait.
recently.
Think about that. Think of what the guy said. Think of some of the really upscale shit down there.
in downtown Denver.
No. He said they have to take vouchers for
Section 8. He goes, I think I'm being discriminated against because they won't accept my voucher for Section 8.
There's places
I
down
said,
there.
I don't think every apartment has to accept them. He says in Denver they do. They just changed the law.
Okay, well then that's.
we have to
Can you imagine that?
Otherwise, we're going to sound like
If there's a place that's $20,000 a month, which there are down there, they have to take a Section 8 voucher.
This sounds a lot like Clinton.
Yeah, who can
Ghostbusters.
You have to take a Section 8 voucher.
This
Yeah, can you imagine
sounds
that?
a lot
So
like
it goes
Clinton.
like this. It goes Bill Gates in Unit 1. It goes Buffett, Unit 2. And fucking Harry the Homeless, number 3. Yeah, okay.
And he's getting his for
I
$8
believe
a
this
month.
shit. Yeah, and this is, 20,000, 300 bucks. Yeah, okay. You know what? Leave it to Denver.
I've not done social media yet. I'll do that when I get back.
No, I mean, look in New York what they did with rent, what do they say, rent stabilization or whatever, they keep the rent at the same.
Not in Howard Stern's place in Manhattan, yeah. 40,000, $3. Can you imagine? Section 8. Hey, I heard the Hilton's taking Section 8 now. Remember that one homeless guy that was staying at the fucking Hilton? Or it wasn't the Hilton, it was the,
But he had the points.
like the Ritz or whatever.
Cowboy hat.
The cowboy hat guy.
That we put with another listener, and there was mice running across them that night.
Oh, God, we've seen it all. Hey, it's illegal for them.
I don't like staying here, I know.
How could you tell someone that owns an apartment complex they have to take Section 8? I'd bring that to the Supreme Court. I wouldn't a fucking heartbeat. You know what? There's no way Denver's doing that. I will stake any amount of money on it with anybody.
I believe that too.
There's no way.
There is a Section 8 thing that we call.
That's 877-5.
You have to take. That's like saying the doctor has to take Medicare.
Mark, there might be a fucking law
like company pages where you can get people excited.
I mean, I don't know. There might be.
How do you tell an individual in business for himself he has to do something?
I'm not asking you to agree.
It's not a point of agree. I'm looking at it purely as it's not fucking true.
See why independent research by
Hey, can you look it up, Dan? You love stirring shit. Look it up, Dan. Just look it up to prove I'm wrong. You love doing that shit.
company pages for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Look it. If you can be proven wrong, Dan.
They're saying if they do take Section 8 and the guy shows up with
He
the
lives
Section
for
8
it.
voucher, they will be required to accept the voucher and cooperate with the
Says the
DHA.
call to the Ukraine has been taken out of context.
Actually, the funding is
Wait a fucking second.
true.
What does it say?
Glad no one took me up on my bet. Hold tight. This might be a Supreme Court issue.
I'm still trying to stir.
Hold on. As of January 1st, if a Section 8 voucher holder is a good candidate, most Denver landlords will be required to accept the voucher. Most. Many landlords do not
At
accept.
the commission meeting yesterday, students told members that more significant moves to address climate change.
Oh, okay, yeah, big deal.
New rules the state
Yeah,
legislature
bullshit.
approved.
Only landlords that receive tax credits have to accept them. And wherever Bill Gates lives, goddammit, there's no tax credits, I assure you.
Bill Gates is
Okay, you know what? Let's tell that guy. Let's,
This report
as
is
I say,
sponsored
come
Well,
on.
you had me almost fuming there.
No. What I'm saying on this here is, there is some, you're right, you could be those big ones, 20 grand a month. They're not gonna do it, but.
And southbound I-25.
In an effort to fight homelessness.
Lanes there. Westbound I-70 stop and go in the elevated portion.
Jesus Christ, can you imagine living next to the crack addict for free? I swear to God.
They gotta pay something.
I don't even like going to Denver. It's like a whole nother fucking city down there.
Versus
Lakewood. Fuck you. Hey, tell me that's not accurate. No, I'm always very accurate.
That's like saying, I don't like going to Nebraska. It's like going to a whole nother state.
Consumers Real Estate Show. That's right, a real estate show for consumers. All
Actually,
about
you're in
information
Denver
on
right
you,
now.
the consumer. Every Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. right here on Talk Radio 630 KHAP. The Consumers Real Estate Show, Saturday mornings at 8 on 630 KHAP.
Let's face it, talking about life insurance
Oh,
is never easy. But after we watched a close friend lose her husband with no insurance, we decided that wasn't going to happen to our family.
With much opposition.
Jesus.
Denver's going to look like L.A. in
Well,
about
so
a
what
year.
kind of tax credits are they getting?
I have no idea, man. It just says tax credits. I agree. If you're getting free shit from the government,
Oh, I agree. They have you by the.
they have you by the cabooses, but you're the one taking it.
We had an estimate of what it would cost and what sort of policy made sense for us.
So that would be like, I wish they.
If the applicant does not qualify under a landlord's normal screening criteria, credit score, negative rental history, bad credit, certain criminal behavior, or eviction, a landlord can still deny the applicant. You know what? All they did is make themselves look good. Because most people walking in with a Section 8 have a bad rental history, they have fucking criminal records or whatever else they have.
Or like say their credit. Would you say, okay, you got to have a 700 credit?
Yeah, exactly. And who with the Section 8 voucher has a 700 credit? Nobody.
Troubleshooter Show.
You're right.
I'm always right, man. Bonnie, am I always correct that you know of?
Whenever Suzanne says so, yes.
See?
You got to go through Suzanne though.
Guy had me in an up.
Your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show anywhere. We are getting right to the phone so we can help people as much as we can. Roger, who said he was going to hang on, hung up, so we can't help him. He wanted to talk about MedPay and auto insurance. We've been 100% successful in collecting on that. And in fact, Mark's even made it a quest in court. Yes, Suzanne.
I can tell you what his complaint was. That it's not required to have MedPay upon renewal on your auto insurance.
It's not required, that's right.
But no one tells you that. There's no check mark for that. You have to call and tell the broker to cancel it.
They are supposed to offer it, and you're supposed to turn it down. That's the procedure.
What about on renewal?
That's the same thing. They automatically offer it, and then you have to turn it down.
What if you turn it down the first year, you renew, and they automatically renew it with the MedPay?
That's right.
And that frustrates him.
And you want to know why? I think I'm glad he didn't stay on because he's a moron. I'll tell you why. MedPay is the most important coverage you can have and the cheapest coverage for what you get. Go ahead.
Agreed.
So here was the problem with Roger. He's on disability, fixed income, and can't afford the $182
That's
a year.
exactly why he needs it.
MedPay is not $182 a year.
For him alone, he said it is.
Well, then he's got a problem. He should go to Compass Insurance.
No, wait a minute.
There's no way MedPay alone should be $182. I'm sorry.
That's not too bad.
$182 alone just for MedPay?
I don't know.
I listen. What do you mean for him? What does that mean for him?
He doesn't have a family. He's a single man.
Okay, that part doesn't matter, but I will say this.
Like $13 $14 a month? I don't find that outrageous at all.
Maybe it isn't. Okay, maybe it isn't. But it's usually 5 to what was this a month? What does this come out?
$180 a year, so about what? $13 a month?
You're probably more right than wrong. You're right. I just thought that 180. If he excludes 180 a year, it's the most ridiculous.
It's a lot of groceries for him.
Okay, that's wonderful. I hate that. I hate hearing that. But for God's sakes, that is stupidity not having that. MedPay is so critical. Do you know what? It'll bankrupt them first time out. First accident. Because even if it's not your fault, you don't get paid right away. Okay. Sorry. I digress. MedPay insurance, in my mind, is mandatory. That's why they make you turn it down. I'm glad they do that. And in fact, a lot of companies don't even do it. They just kind of, fudge it because they don't want to provide it. Like Fred Loya. Almost all Fred Loya people don't have it because it's almost like you don't want this. Let's move on. It's kind of like they do that. So Yasina said, and I just want to calm down. Hold on one second. Okay, now, I had a moment. Yasina said, and I didn't like the way she was treated. She went to buy a car, could not get finance. She kept it 5 months. Under state law, they can only charge bailment for 10 days unless you refuse to bring the car back. Then you got a problem. But she said she was working with him, calling him all the time. He said, you need a cosigner. She got her mom. Now, according to her, the dealership wanted her to return the car, and they were going to keep her money. Did I get that right, Yesenia? Because we have a recording that has you saying that at least 6 times, that they're keeping your 10 grand something. Is that right?
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
And I was so outraged that they would keep your money for nothing. Now, they can charge you for use of the car, but you said they wanted to keep the whole thing. Mark, what happened? You talked to him, didn't you?
Yeah, so the reason she failed in the first place on the credit is because it was going to be used for Uber, which makes it a commercial vehicle, and most credit unions, you know.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's a big issue there.
But were you going to use this? By the way,
that's not true.
you were never going to use this for Uber?
No, that's crazy. That's no way.
Did you fall into a well, and do you need help? Do you need help? Yesenia, this is a joke. Hello, Yesenia, can you get on the line so we can hear you better? Please?
It's just I'm being so serious right
Yesenia,
now.
are you on a speaker?
You made me a joke.
Yesenia, please pick up the phone. I'm serious. I can't hear you. I mean, you're echoing like...
I'm right here.
Okay, just put her on hold until we can establish communication. Mark?
You want me to get to the crust?
If Yesenia is listening, because...
He doesn't call me on stuff anymore.
I know. Hold on. Ugly Ed's talking to her. My God. Okay. Ed, is this a real problem here? I mean, is this woman not communicating? Okay, good. Yesenia, Mark talked to the dealership. Go ahead. He said you were turned down mainly because of the Uber use. You're saying you never ever mentioned you were going to use this for Uber. That's a lie, right?
Yep, that's a lie.
Okay, number 1 lie. No Uber. What else, Mark?
Well, let's just get to the bottom of it. What do you want to do?
I just want my money back, the down payment that I gave them.
Well, they're willing to honor the original note, so they're going to hold the paper in. You owe them 5 or 6 payments, whatever it's been, however many months it is. So go.
Yesenia, they're willing to honor. They're willing to honor that first deal.
So, but you better get down there and make those payments because you're going to be in default. Actually, technically, she is in default.
Well, I know, but they were telling her they can't get her financed, to be fair.
Well, that's fine, but they're saying now they'll hold the original paper. So there you go.
Yesenia, their original note that you agreed to, they're going to let you do. And I think that's fine. I mean, you put money down. You had the damn thing for 5 months. Now you start making payments with no penalty. I think it's a great deal. If you don't want it, you're going to have to deal with that. But they are honoring the original deal. If anything, you came out of this ahead.
I want to see what
you've had the car. You've had the car for 5 months. Okay, are you inclined to take that or not, or would you rather sue them for your money back?
I would rather sue them because they've been lying about
You go to court.
everything.
You go to court. It's only going to cost you a couple grand, maybe $4,000 or $5,000 to go to court. What they'll do is you might win. And by the way, you might win because they jerked you around for 5 months. But they are willing to honor the very first deal you made and apply your $11,000. And all you have to do is make a few payments. But if you'd rather go to court and possibly lose your $11,000, there are plenty of attorneys that will take your money. They're going to want a $5,000 retainer. It's been nice talking to you, Yesenia. You go right ahead and have that battle.
Here's the other deal. I just got to tell our listeners, at least, when I talked to this guy, he seemed pretty straight up. Whether he is or not, I don't know. I've only spoke to him once. He said he did offer a while back. He never said they weren't going to give the $10,000 back ever. In fact, she kind of said that too today compared to what she was saying yesterday.
You know what? She's changing your story with the wind.
It's moving. It's constantly moving.
Look, and I don't mind if people call for help. Tell us the truth. We're going to find it out. Bonnie Shields, we're talking about family law a bit. Are there any recent rulings that come to mind that people should know about? Anything you think?
There's been some rulings on that affect child support. Just a couple of small ones. One of them is that up till now, if you are caring for a child under the age of 2.5, which is 30 months, the court does not impute income to you when they are trying to calculate child support. That's
if you're caring for the child.
if you're caring for the child, it has to be a
and
child.
if they say, "Come on, Mom, you should be working," they don't do that.
They don't do that. It's now been changed to 24 months. So they took
So after
6
the
months off of that.
after the child is 2, they impute an income
Right.
to the caring
Whatever
parent.
you could be making if you chose to be working.
For the
that's-
formula.
Right. That's the income that the child, or I'm sorry, that
Yeah.
the court would use.
For the custodial parent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else come to mind?
They also changed it. It also used to be that if you were in prison, they wouldn't impute income to you. It used to be, let's see here. It used to be if you were incarcerated for a year, and now it's 180 days or more. So if your sentence is 180 days or more, then they also won't impute income under that circumstance. So that's changed a little bit.
So in other words, if you're in jail, you get somewhat of a break.
A little bit.
Do you have to make up for it when you get out?
No.
No.
Wow.
Wow.
Now, I will tell you, one of the ones that's changed that's really going to be helpful, this is effective, though, next July, is that, school fees now are starting to get passed on to parents, and it can be really expensive in the fall for some
Right.
parents. And so mandatory school fees are now going to be, by statute, you have to share those. It used to be sometimes the person paying child support would say, hey, that's what your child support's for. Well, now, no, they've got to chip in. It's in proportion to income, so if one person's making substantially more than the other, it's going to be a higher percentage.
Are the old rules, taking that school thing you just said, are the old rules grandfathered if something was already done?
In other words, if you had a parenting plan, it would supersede. I think new law would take over.
Right, because
Like
it's a statute. So I would think that next July, starting July 1st
if one
of next
parent
year,
if one parent was collecting child support, and and the other parent said that's part of your child support, they could say no. It's going to be 50-50 or proportional to income.
Right, and now
And who decides that proportional to income?
well, it's on your child support worksheet. So to make it really easy, if together you make $100,000,
Yeah.
she makes $60,000, he makes $40,000.
It would
they're
be
going to split
60-40.
it 60-40.
All right, we got more coming up.
ADP isn't just in the payroll.
Your daughter, why does she want to go to the biggest school?
Helping companies
Not
find
that it's really
Tom, you're 20 seconds away from plumb line short.
Or is it just going to staff school?
Send me that. Yes.
I don't know what it is. No, she wants a big school, and she wants.
I think that lady's full of shit.
A county or,
Yeah, I've seen her, whatever.
country's kind of small or whatever, but for speedy.
Hey, Tom, go, ready.
Don't do anything else. Don't do anything else.
Plumbline is a great company, and I have personal experience for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. Plumbline Services. Now, they have a dedicated staff to bringing to you things like ethics and character and excellence. They have their faith and leadership and stewardship, and they mean it. They treat this company like they are going out on a mission of goodwill, along with home services. I've known them for 17 years, and they are a cut above. 303-586-1086.
Hey, what was the deal with her? Man,
She put a group, a group as far as, and one guy in the group had a heart attack, so he couldn't go, and they wanted to change somebody out in that. Now, when Clint found out they will do one change, my question is it a group or per cabin? They'll do one change, date, and person.
So what's wrong with that? That's all they need, right?
Right. But
How come they didn't tell the caller that?
well, apparently they've already made a date and person change.
Oh, so they fucked themselves.
Now we'll find out.
So they haven't sent it out.
They never mentioned that.
Yeah, can you imagine a caller leaving something out? I think actually that's more fair than most of
Oh, yeah.
Most
Like an airline.
Airline, fuck you.
But you get a fully refundable ticket.
Yeah, which costs 10 times more.
So I'm thinking that's the only reason she said it.
So you're telling me I can't find one fully refundable ticket that is in 10 times more than a non-refundable ticket? I'll bet you right now. You name the amount.
No one knows what to do about addiction.
I guarantee flying to Japan in one of those little nice cubbies where you have a bed and everything on a fully refundable ticket is probably about 20 grand. No shit, 20 grand. I can find a ticket on that same plane for probably under 2 grand.
Now, if you went like the day, the day.
That's right, the day too would cost more.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You wanted a geisha girl to give you a massage on the plane?
Kind of like, because you wanted to be like Wasabi Beach.
And yeah, that's right, you want that beef or they...
What kind is that?
Wasabi.
Yeah, because if they ask us what we tried.
It's not wasabi, that's that hot chip. Wasabi beef.
I know, what is that?
Wagyu. Wagyu. Like ragu in a can, but wagyu.
So why not just get ragu? It's cheaper.
Ragu is way cheaper. Ragu beef. You take a little hamburger, you put in some fucking spaghetti sauce. It's like wagyu.
Savings
So
on
I think
touching
if
your
she
social
fills out her
security
application, I'm gonna
if you
just
want to
sit there
remain in your
really
current
make
home for
sure
years to come.
that
And American
Hispanic
financing,
thing
their
is
mortgage
correct,
consultants
and
are
that
salary
I
based.
think
So
that the
conversations are
American
simple,
simple is
straight.
Yes, sir.
Let them answer your questions and help you identify the right.
All right, send it, sir.
I sent it to you and you guys.
I'm looking
Call
for
them today
science.
at 303-695-7000 or 303-695-7000 or online at American Finance.
Oh, go look at savings on fees. It might be fixed. It's fixed.
Seriously, they don't. It's just a brand of cattle.
What do you mean a brand?
It's what who refers to.
Oh, almost like
Japanese beef cattle were long. Japanese grew.
I don't know why they never reached this site. I just don't know why.
You're doing this wrong.
I have to go to our links.
I care as your
Oh, it's not saving. It's saving.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino.
We have a bunch of them. That just happens to be home based. We can talk about which one works.
It's fixed. So we're done. It's done.
Yes, but he still wants everything.
I did.
And then they're like, there's nothing listed.
It's a technicality. It says they have to go to
Today,
Except he put the newsletter back in. He doesn't.
They get pedicures.
I care.
Mark.
It's a highly marketable.
Hang on for a hot afternoon.
W-A-G-Y. And it's working better for you too, but it's highly marbleized. Look at that. It's almost all freaking fat.
3 million businesses
That's good.
where business owners and HR professionals
Okay, wagyu cows.
with screener
The
questions.
first is that the cows are given beer to reduce appetite. The second is they are massaged daily, sometimes with
I gotta ask her tonight.
They get them all.
The only difference I did, refresh it, I took out
tight living quarters.
the newsletter. I took out the newsletter block. We're not going to have a newsletter. So I just took that out. That's all. But if you refresh it, everything's working.
Oh,
I searched
I know, but dude.
So she could do CSU or CU, but.
Kobe, I thought he was.
No, maybe Kobe.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome. Well, let's talk. This is serious stuff. Deborah, first of all, and the travel. What did they say, Clint? What did they say about simply changing a name for her? Why should they forfeit thousands of dollars if they don't want to cancel? They don't want to delay. They simply want, and the woman who had a husband who had a heart attack wants to transfer it to Deborah.
They do allow a name change, one.
Okay.
She's already done it.
What do you mean she's already done it?
They said there's already been a name change on that account somewhere.
From who to who?
I don't know, but they said she's
Deborah,
aware of it.
Are you?
Yes.
What?
I was trying to get this in. I made those reservations a year and a half before we took the trip. A lot can happen in a year and a half. There was a divorce situation. So I called in, and my daughter couldn't go because of a divorce, and I changed it to the current name.
And that woman had a problem too, is what you're saying, with her husband having a heart attack. Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't hear that part, and I swear to God you were telling your story, but it doesn't matter because now we got another quandary. They're saying, we already, and again, I'm going to say this. Why the hell that makes a difference even? Another name change. I mean, would they do it for a small charge?
Well, they have another problem in that the delay now, the cost to them on the
What delay? She said they're not delaying. They're simply changing a name.
Since she made a really advanced reservation, the costs to them have gone up $1,312 since then.
So? That's not her problem. Why is that her problem?
They said they have to limit it to something.
Limit what to something? She already paid.
So what happens if it was an airplane? Would you say the same thing? Damn it, they should be able to change names.
Yes.
They paid well, they don't.
I know.
And that's why you get the fare for $49,
you just
not
asked,
$500.
You just asked if I would say the same about an airline. The answer is yes. I'm not saying they do it. I'm saying they should do it. If it doesn't cost them any money, why wouldn't they? Why? If you paid the money, the seat is not going to be taken. What difference does it make if Mark is traveling or Tom is traveling? Doesn't that sound? I mean, it just sounds like burdensome for no reason.
It's why the ticket is so cheap. Well, that's what I'm saying.
That might be another story, because if they did it, now here's what we're going to hear. If they did it for everyone, then it would take too much time. I understand that. So they have a blanket policy on cheap stuff. Was this an extra cheap kind of that I can see. If they say, listen, we're giving rock bottom prices, but we don't want to take employees' time to do anything.
Anytime you book an all-inclusive a year in advance, it is way cheaper than if you do it even 60 days
like
in advance.
Clint said it, they went up $1,300. So I think what they're saying, which I haven't looked at, is the universal policy, meaning, yes, it won't cost them for this one time to do it. What the hell's the difference? But if 1,000 people did it, they'd be working all day changing names, so they have to have a policy. But I don't know. They can't take it on a case-by-case. If the guy had a heart attack. Listen, I'm split on this. I don't know what to tell you. They won't do it. They just won't do it, Deborah. They're not going to do it. Now, how will they know who's traveling? I'm curious. I'm serious about passport. I'm not talking about the airline. Is this the airline too, or just the resort?
No, just the resort.
Well, hold on then.
They check your passport.
They do. They check passports, man.
Yeah, and your name better match what's on the reservation. I mean, this is such bad business. What do they care?
But what did you think about what Mark said? Now, listen. I agree with you if it doesn't cost them money. But he said, in order to give you rock bottom prices, they don't want a lot of office time, telephone time, employee time. So hold on. So he's saying they have a blanket policy, on airlines. It's this cheap because you can't cancel, you can't transfer, you can't change names. That's how we keep it low, because our staff's not going to be bothered. How do you argue that if that's what the resort says?
Because they never told me. When I made this reservation, they never said.
I have no doubt she agreed to it, but
I have no doubt you agreed to it, Deborah.
What happened with the airline? How did you handle that?
Well, the airline's not involved. This is just...
That's not my question.
No, but you still have to change that. How are you doing? Were they allowing you to do it?
Was who allowing me to do it?
The airline.
Well, of course.
They
but
were?
I haven't done anything. Well, the airline will let you change your reservation for a nominal fee, depending on the airline.
Okay. Yeah, would these people consider doing it for a fee? Can you ask him? We'll ask. We'll ask one more time, Deborah. Listen, your problem is noted. Jeffrey, this sounds serious to me. What's going on, Jeffrey?
Tom, thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I have an issue with a brother-in-law that I live in Lakewood, and I have a pretty nice home up by the high school. And a brother-in-law came to visit, and that was 5 or 6 months ago.
Wait a minute. He came to visit and never left?
Exactly.
Wait a minute. How do you let a brother-in-law come and not leave?
Well, it's because his sister feels that
Wait. What is his sister married to you?
Well, we are not officially married. We were divorced in 2003. I
Okay,
came
so
back
you're
here
okay,
to-
fine. You're living with a woman. I'll call her your wife. You're living with this woman, and her brother came to stay. That's it in a nutshell, right?
Yeah.
Does she want him? Does she want him to leave?
Yes, she does, but she's scared to death of him. But here's the main issue. The main issue is that he attacked me with a hunting knife about 3 months ago.
Why don't you call the cops and get him arrested?
Well, I did what I thought was best at the time, and that was her begging me not to. We can figure this out. We'll work this out. And
Bonnie,
so I didn't.
Is it too late to get a restraining order?
No, it's not too late.
Even if it
to
happened
try to go get a restraining order.
If it happened 3 months ago, and they say, why didn't you, if you felt imminent harm, why didn't you go then? I mean,
right, the statute
Well,
actually.
Hold on, Bonnie, what?
The statute actually has some language in about the court's not supposed to prejudice your case if you didn't bring this right away.
Okay, so keep going, Jeffrey.
Okay, so I went to the Lakewood. He also attacked me 2 weeks earlier, just about 2 weeks ago, with a hammer. And ironically, she was there.
Come on, man. I don't know. What do you expect us to say? Why did you call us? Because you need to call the cops.
He put a restraining order on me.
Wait, he put the restraining order on you?
Correct.
And got you kicked out of your house?
My own home.
Oh, then you know what? Then your wife has to step up. Listen, that restraining order is temporary. The only time it becomes permanent is with a hearing. Will your wife justify it? Will your wife testify saying that her brother is in danger?
Well, I went to, like I said, to the county sheriffs in Jefferson, the Lakewood police. They told me that nothing that they have on file even exists. So they said, look, we will bring you home. We will have a couple officers take you home. You have every right to be there.
No, you don't.
And they did that last night.
Wait a minute. Oh, they don't have a restraining order on file is what you're saying.
They're saying that it was filed in a court, but because nobody showed up or whatever, that it was just unclaimed or disclaimed.
Okay, it became from a TRO. It was dropped. See, all temporary restraining orders must be followed up within a few days to make it permanent or to keep it going temporarily.
Yeah, the courts have to give you a hearing within 14 days.
Okay, that's what happened.
You have to be served.
Listen, yesterday I get served with a very brand new fresh one.
Jeffrey, listen, okay? You're letting yourself be smacked upside the head and kicked in the ass. I don't know what else to tell you. You need some balls. I don't know other expression. That's what you need. You need to tell your wife that this is your home and you've done nothing wrong. I'm taking you at your word that you're not a jerk and you're not the one doing the hitting and all that. If this guy is doing it, why won't she stick up for you?
She's scared to death of him.
Well, you know what? Then I don't know what to tell you, Jeffrey. I don't know what to tell you. I guess she can move out with you and you just let him have the house. Is that what it's going to be?
Well,
I mean, really? What? Tell me, seriously. I want you to think what you need from us because I don't know why you're calling. I really don't unless you... We don't take man cards here. You have to turn them in somewhere else.
This is Denver.
Look at that. You just got to tell. I'm just going to follow your direction on it from here. I think she's also told them now that they'll always be first on the referral list if I'm reading her properly.
They're not going to let him stay.
Just read what she said.
They're going to always sometimes say, okay, you need to move out now, and you can't go near where.
Yep, go ahead. Read what it is.
If you're not going to give them the house.
That's the category. So they don't want that category anymore. They want their own category called whatever. Which is fine. Like I told you, I will email Paul and we'll create a category called retrophobe.
Well, what we'll do is, what we can do is this. If we create a category.
Just email me what you want done and I'll get it done.
630 K-How
Delta
Hey,
Dental
Tom,
of
do you want
Colorado
me to
can
update
help
that
you
case where the
protect
guy
your
got back
oral
his 2
health
years of
so you
maintenance?
can unleash your
Ooh, that's a good
smile
one.
power. Go to
2 years?
You got it, 2 years.
DeltaDental.com
She's
today.
dead.
All of the plan options for groups, individuals,
so cool.
and families.
The very best deal I have ever heard on transmissions for estimates, Budget A1 transmission and auto repair. If you're having any transmission issues, please listen right now. Budget A1 transmission and auto repair on South Santa Fe, just south of Dartmouth, will take apart your transmission and tell you exactly what's wrong with it. And that estimate is free. Now, they hope you have the work done, but if you don't, they don't charge you. If you take it somewhere else, they don't charge you. You don't ever get better than this, and you can trust Budget A1 transmission and auto repair, 303-781-9858.
Candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some
Like
job
Rose's
board,
next
but
door.
then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free.
So anyhow, the hierarchy right now, it goes around the house, and then it breaks down into whatever that is, insulation and labor or whatever. So just tell me how you want the hierarchy to break down in what subcategories.
Right now, the main one is insulation removal and installation.
No, the main one is around the house.
Oh, of course. No, I understand.
I can't get to it because the site's
No,
set
I
down.
understand.
Why 4 out of 5 employers.
I think it goes, if I recall, it goes around the house, and then it might even go into roofing, and then insulation,
Well,
or it goes into,
insulation should not be
or
under
it goes
roofing.
well, I can't look at it. It's wherever we put it, and it's whatever we named it, I can tell you that. It might be under general contracting, then insulation. It's wherever we decided to put it. And then under that,
damage, it doesn't
I
take
think
away
that's
from the
it.
value because
Okay,
they don't
because
cost the paint, they
nowadays,
don't even
I
know
see
they did it.
what they're
and it
saying,
doesn't
and
report
people
to
should look, but what
Carfax.
they're
That's right.
saying
If he fixes it, it's like new.
It doesn't matter.
I know, but I know what they're saying. They're saying that there's so much different than fiberglass. So what we do is we have to break it up into fiberglass insulation.
Just text me or email me what you want Paul to do for categories. And then I'll tell him to find keywords. I mean, I don't know how many keywords we're going to find. When I tell Paul, I have a new category called retro foam, find me keywords.
It's not retro foam.
Okay.
It's injection foam.
Okay.
Already approved, not pre-qualified, approved.
And I bet you anything.
No, I know. No, she said, thanks for making a first. I think she just happened to go there and.
No, look what she typed in. Look at the picture. She typed in retro foam. Of course they're fucking first. I mean, what are they going to be, the second retro foam?
Talk to a handsome man who went flightless bird teaming up to save the world.
Okay, let me just get this.
Message.
So Mark and you, they do not have to.
And then, so the other people don't go under it? Or in other words,
If they have foam, they do.
okay. Okay. So the lady that comes in that we all like, she
doesn't
definitely
have foam.
She doesn't have foam?
That is.
Then I got to redo her whole thing because I swear to God I can't go to the site. I swear to God she says she has foam.
Filled bathtub that is crawling with bacteria any longer. Your dream
Maybe she
shower
doesn't.
awaits.
What's the name of it? Best way? Best way insulation.
I didn't think she had some myself, or maybe she just said that was maybe she did just was a really quick
Here
and
it is.
other stuff.
Here, is that her? No, it's not her. This is the company. She lost her weight. Let's see here. Yeah, this is them. There's her logo.
Has been innovating bathrooms since 1883 with professional installation from
Insulation News.
and superior material by Kohler. You can count on your new shower to be beautiful,
So
durable,
that
and
new,
premium.
that law,
Save 20%
they can
off
still
complete
force
shower
someone
system by Green
to, they don't have to take
with 12 months no
tax
money down,
credits.
Here it is, services.
and no interest. This exclusive
wall
offer is only
insulation.
available by calling 720
Geez, they don't really say what they do.
or visiting dreamstyleshowers.com. That's
I have no idea. Nor do I care. You know what? I'm going down bunny holes.
Joseph A. Lazara, attorney at law. Why do you need to know Joe? I hope you don't. In fact, I hope you never need him. But put his name in your wallet or remember the name for any stupid friends or neighbors, or if you just made a mistake. Joe is a criminal defense attorney. Hey, we've heard of
Man,
harassment
this site looks
for
good,
normal
though.
people, right?
This,
We've heard
credit
of
card site.
assault charges being leveled, domestic violence being leveled, shoplifting. We've heard of DUI. When things don't go perfectly in your life. Look, no one condones that activity, but not everyone accused is guilty.
You did really good on this. The word.
Will represent you. He's not going to preach to you like I just did. He'll just help you. If you want to throw yourself at the mercy of the court, as they say, let him do it, please. You cannot handle these things
So
alone.
they don't have to take tax credit. It is everybody. It's just that they can have those rules. These are the, like say,
6200.
they, what it says right up here.
Well, if they take
landlords,
tax credits.
then they have to.
Yeah, but then they can still deny for a million reasons.
Well, this year's for all. Like say those 20,000 whatever and stuff.
Yeah.
They still have to consider them if they follow all of this here.
Yeah, of course.
Let me finish this email, Mark. Hi, Tom Martino. 713-TALK, 713-8255. Jeffrey hung up. Here's what happened. He's married to a woman or living with a woman whose brother moves in. The brother moves in, beats the hell out of him a couple times, threatens his life, and then the brother goes out and gets a restraining order against Jeffrey. Then Jeffrey's kicked out of his own house. Jeffrey is kicked out of his own house. His wife, it is his wife, won't stick up for him. So now the wife and her brother are living in this house and Jeffrey's on the street. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, come on. What I would say is this. I would evict Jeffrey. Now, Jeffrey, excuse me. I would evict the brother-in-law. I hope you're listening. Remember this, Jeffrey. If you own the home, in fact, please, Jeffrey, call back. Because if you own the home and you can evict him, and if you evict him, he has to leave. It doesn't mean he can stay there and you can't be there. It's your home. Okay? Now, you get rid of him through an eviction, damn it, and then you move back home. And he can have all the restraining orders against who he wants. Can you believe this? Could you imagine being kicked out of your own home because your wife's brother comes to stay? And then not only comes to stay, but doesn't like you, and he gets a restraining order? Even if the restraining order's legit, what right does he have to live in your house? Where the hell have all the balls gone? I think Peter, Paul, and Mary wrote a song like that. Where have all the balls gone? Long time. Wasn't there a song like that?
I don't think it was about
Where
balls.
have all the
flowers.
Oh, I'm sorry. A long, long time ago. Anyway, it's, you know what?
I think that was Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Maybe balls is a bad expression. I should say nerve, because it applies to both men and women. You shouldn't let your rights be trampled on. Okay, Barbara, maybe Bonnie Shields, she's our attorney today and she does domestic law. Maybe she can answer power of attorney, I don't know. But what is your question, Barbara?
Oh, Tom, mine is simple compared to what you're dealing with
Oh, my
today.
goodness.
God.
I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
I'm one of your originals. I first called you in 1983.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
well, welcome. What did you call me about back then?
It was about a fence dispute with a neighbor. Then things went well for me until 2015. I live in an apartment, and the suppliers of the washer-dryer had left the old ones in our lounge. That was a great story, so I called you up, and you said, yeah, you need to start charging them rent. By dang, they must have been listening to your show. Next morning, the washers and dryers were gone.
Good.
And I think they were listening to your show. But mine is simple. I'm trying to help a friend. She became power of attorney for a friend who came down with Alzheimer's. And so when they were cleaning out the lady's house, somebody walked by and said, oh, are you selling it? You know, because you know what the market is for real estate.
Yeah, yeah.
And she said, yeah. And so she said, oh, boy, I'll buy it and stuff. And so at the point we're at now is my friend who has power of attorney, and you know how powerful that is, she doesn't want to hire a lawyer to help her.
Well, hold on. Help her do what? To sell it?
Sell the house.
Well, she doesn't need an attorney. She needs a real estate broker. Attorneys don't hurt. Back east, they use a lot of attorneys. Here, the tradition has been brokers because they have a limited practice of law when it comes to real estate transactions. If she's trying to avoid commissions, first of all, if somebody came by and said, are you selling, how did she price it?
Price just seemed to be pulled out of the sky by the two of them.
Well, here's what I'm saying. I believe in a real estate broker who's good, like Frank Duran, the real estate man. And I'll tell you why. Not to do a commercial, but to tell you why. Frank Duran will price it right, and put it on the market and get more offers than she'll ever know what to do with. He'll get her so much more money than anyone else would. It would more than make up for a commission. Now, having said all that, hold on. I think it is stupidity not to. Now, because this guy came by and got her ear. God knows how much the house is really worth. Now, but here's the idea. She can call Frank and say, Frank, do you think that's a fair price? Frank is honest enough to tell her. And here's another thing. He would probably take care of the transaction on a transactional basis, which means it's a small commission or fee. Right. It's just a fee. In other words, you already have the seller, you already have the buyer. He'll make sure all the paperwork's done properly. Now, he may not want to do it, but I would start with Frank Duran, the real estate
Why
manager.
not just a title company?
By the way, 303-920-1622. 920-1622. Mark, you can't go to a title company if someone wants to buy your house and go to them and say, here's the buyer, I'm the seller, we want you to do all the work. They won't. They'll do the closing, they'll provide docs sometimes, but they don't want that responsibility. Now, they can if they have somebody there that wants the responsibility. They have to declare themselves. You must declare yourself a transaction broker, a buying broker, or a selling broker. You're not allowed in the transaction without a declaration. Now, Barbara, 1 second. But what was this question on power of attorney? That's the part I don't get.
Well, it's such a burden. Well, see, the gal who wants to buy the property, she has a lawyer. So my friend with the power of attorney thinks that one lawyer
is your friend selling this house for the Alzheimer's person?
Yes.
Does she have the right to do that?
Well, power of attorney.
Well, power of attorney doesn't mean you have the right to do everything.
Oh, really?
It depends on what it's for. Listen,
keep him in the nursing home, or her.
Okay, Barbara. I know that this person has an aversion to spending money, but they need legal counsel first to see just the simple question: do I have authority to sell? She may or may not. Second, let's talk to a broker. Again, she probably won't take this advice, and then I predict a call in another couple of months from how she's been ripped off.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by
There's something.
Why does it sound dirty?
She's just trying to do it so simply. Is she getting a little kickback?
Parkway in York and Kansas avoid the area for now. Getting word of
and why would she try to get the most for it?
Main Street and Jordan Road, another area to avoid. Back out on the highway drive.
Can we get the address? We can make it see kind of what.
Construction slowing on the westbound side of the turnpike at Baseline.
We can leave Silhouette.
Sunny today, summer like enjoy it while you can. With a high maybe K&H loan. Idle at 53. Partly sunny.
You ever 16,000 thing?
Cooler, high of 72 right now.
11 calls to just go straight to
Impact traffic
voicemail.
and weather. I'm Pete Wagner on 630 K.
Tom, are you ready? Well, Colorado can help you protect your oral health so you can unleash your smile power. Go to deltadentalco.com.
K&H Home Solutions has been with me for many, many years. I used them personally more than 36 years ago. On my home, I've used them for various things through the years. K&H Home Solutions. And they do windows, siding, doors, and more. Now, here's the deal. Right now, you get a free color upgrade when you do the siding. Windows. Now, you may think, what's the big deal? Let me explain that to you. You know, white vinyl windows are nice. They're beautiful material. Almost no paint can stick to it for a long period of time. They have the paint done at the factory. It's not paint. It's more of an impregnation of color in the vinyl, a lifetime finish, and guess what? It's free. No upgrade cost. Just the cost of the window as it would be white. That is an extraordinary deal. You know, heretofore they had white windows. Now you can get any color, well, not any color the factory offers at the factory for no upgrade price. Call for details, 303-421-7100, or make your own appointment, no obligation. They'll bring samples, khwindows.com.
individual rates covering offerings.
Well, a couple of years ago, we tried to get sold windows. It was really expensive.
So saving up to 30% on your
I know.
health insurance.
It really is.
Yeah,
That's
we
why you
backed
need a
out.
workers'
I'm
comp
glad
check.
that this is a good
Talent.
Available for small businesses.
Actually, the talent is
Workers' comp insurance.
We have tried over and over to get Denver Housing Authority to offer an answer. It's like calling
We
my
read
Vader
the
Market.
rules. We read.
Oh, okay, great.
yeah, because this goes straight to voicemail.
Pie Insurance was built a better way. To make workers' comp a no-brainer.
Vacation place just says
Online
no.
experience. Now,
I'd say no too.
Pie's coverage is A-rated by AM Best and helps protect your
Where they're
business
at.
and your employees. Plus, it could save you
They already got the rules to make that one.
Do yourself a
name.
favor.
One.
Find out if your small business is overpaying for workers' comp insurance.
I buy in advance to take advantage, knowing 100%.
Yeah.
If I gotta switch something, I'm fucked. I mean, I just know it.
Yeah.
John Elway here.
Why you
from
paying
American
so much
Finance.
less?
Whether you're looking to buy a home or
I get it
refinance your
too.
mortgage.
Look,
make a call
hey,
to Colorado.
even Costco vacations changes constantly. Did you know that, Tom? You buy through Costco. If you try to change something like 60 days in, it's a 50% penalty.
And because they're salary-based, there's never any pressure. They're here to take care of you. In fact, customer service is a big reason for their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau.
I have
I don't want to stay alive because I need to call out. I mean, really, I don't,
There's no obligation.
I
Just
don't
a
want to do
conversation
that.
around loan programs that may offer you a shorter term cash out for a reason or simply greater savings.
Go ahead.
Regular businesses like home purchase or
Issues, people, and morons. I mean, it just seems like overwhelming.
We're on right now, but that one has got me. I just can't get to the end of it. Generally, it's like, I get to a part where there's an end, and then I can forget about it.
Which one is that?
The one that I just said, it just is not a stop.
No, that's what I mean.
I stayed up.
Yeah.
I went so far out of my way to get all those listings built last night, just get everything done. For what?
Hey, Clint,
She gets,
can you come in here when you get a second?
she gets a one-time payment, then honestly, I'm the one dealing with that one. And yeah, I can already tell I'm gonna be dealing with them a lot. I have no doubt about it. I already have. Probably more than a member that's been up for a year.
An in-house commission started here. I'm talking about.
She gets a one-time bump. I don't mind that at all. She gets a one-time payment. That's it. It doesn't matter on this. That's what I'm saying. Usually, I just finally said yesterday, this one is different, so we're going to move through it. But then every time I'm at the end, I swear to God, I'm not at the end.
And then there's another one there. That's weird. Like tight places, they can lift basement floors, they can repair cracks.
Go pause for a minute.
Mud jacking, free estimates. Cracker Jack mud jacking can take care of
50,000 jobs under their belt, 20 years in business, 303-410-7787, 410-7787, crackerjackmudjacking.com. Ideal Home Loans has a program to fit you. They can help you with debt consolidation.
We worked with a customer recently who called. They wanted to consolidate their bills. We were able to do that. They were saving a grand total of $1,100 a month. We showed them how to take $600 of that, apply it back towards their new mortgage. They are going to be completely debt-free, mortgage and all, in just over 12 years.
303-867-7000, 867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
Ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW. Then you can hear Ross Kaminsky tackle the liberal left tomorrow morning at 5.
Getting 630 KHOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Work it, make it, do it. Makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
That don't kill me.
Hi, Tom Martino. Ray's got a POA comment, power of attorney comment. And by the way, when I was talking about Frank Duran, the real estate man, somebody said, would you please give his number? I do it all the time, but it's 303-920-1622, and it's Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. I'm telling you, I'm serious when I told her to try to do for sale by owner is ridiculous. I used to think, I can do anything better than anybody, right? Mark is that kind of person. Guess what? We sat back in awe watching Frank. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. So, Ray, what's your comment on power of attorney? Ray?
Ray or Larry?
Well, I'll take whoever you are. Who are you? Who are you?
I'm Larry.
Okay, well, it's down here as Ray, but it's okay. What's happening, Larry?
I'm going to tell you a quick story, a situation that I had, Tom. I bought a property. I'm a real estate broker myself.
Oh, good. Okay.
41 years.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
I bought a property from an individual who had a power of attorney. The mom, they reversed the sale after I bought it.
Reversed it? What do you mean reversed it? What does that mean?
Well, it was probate courts that stepped in.
Oh.
She was in a nursing home.
I get it.
She had been diagnosed with dementia.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the person that you're talking about has to make sure that that power of attorney is a durable power of attorney, and it's based on whenever it was signed. They challenged the dates on which mine was.
Right. Who's they, by the way? Who's they? Who challenged it? Her kids?
They was the probate court.
Well, who, though? Somebody had to bring it up.
Yeah, it was a personal representatives for the court.
And they wanted, why? Where did the money go?
Well, the money went back to the seller of the house.
Well, who was
in
the
a nursing
seller?
home.
I understand that. Why would the estate care if the estate got the money?
Well, they felt that, first of all, the son didn't have the right to sell the house because the lady had been diagnosed with dementia.
I understand what you're saying, Larry, but did the son take the money or did the mom get the money?
No, the probate court got the money back.
I'm not talking about getting the money back, Larry. I'm talking about the sale that the son made of his mom's house. Where did those proceeds go first before probate got involved? Where did the money go?
It went back. That's what I'm trying to say. It went to the estate itself.
Now this is what now this is so weird because what you're saying is this. You sold a home for the son, for the mom. The money went into the estate. The estate protested the sale so they could sell it and put the money in the estate. So here's what I don't understand. Why would they protest money going
administrator?
But why would a public administrator why would they protest a sale that benefited the estate?
They felt that the property was sold, first of all, too cheap.
Okay, now this is what I think they thought. They thought it was sold wink, wink by the son to maybe a friend or a relative. Okay, well now at least I understand that. But the point Larry is making is a good one. Not all powers of attorney withstand scrutiny. That's why I told her to get that power of attorney examined, to be sure she had authority to sell. Thank you very much. Okay, Clint, did you ask for Deborah if they would, at least for even a small fee, do the change?
Absolutely not.
Oh, God, they're just... Well, Deborah, there's your answer. They will absolutely not change the name. They did it once for you, and that's it. They would rather not have you go, and I'll tell you why, because of the $1,300 increase in price. They'd be happy if you guys canceled. Here's what I suggest, Deborah. Have the woman go. If her husband had a heart attack, I mean, big deal. I mean, is he dead? Is he can stay home. No. I would want my wife, I wouldn't want my wife to give up something like that if she could go and I could just convalesce while she's...
The problem is, they won't let her go now unless she pays the additional $1,300.
But why? You never canceled it.
Well, that's what she got a letter saying that.
Are they increasing Are they increasing yours? Now that I don't understand. I'm just totally confused. You never brought that up before, ever. Never brought it up. You know, there's a big article in the New York Times.
Ever brought that up.
I can't believe why they would do this unless they truly the one who
started. Now, Clint, I don't want her back on the show, but would you go ask her, please, so I don't go crazy?
Lab research team.
Exactly what that was. Now because they can't do that. They cannot go back and say you owe us more money. That for sure they can't do. I want to know how they increased it, because that's bullshit. Do you believe they did that?
No, not
it's the same, if they're going on the same
Yeah,
trip.
that would be a thing
That would be,
contract.
I think that's the last correspondence I got. Would you reach out to that guy, call, and just ask him what the hell's going on, man? No, it says here, hold on.
Cheaper alternative.
No, okay, they're just saying gale.ns.cloudfair.com or whatever.
Doctors, their MDs, find out about their
George.
stemcellexperts.com.
Good.
Stemcellexperts.com, 303-963-9201.
It's wonderful. And it's warm.
With Tom
Oh,
Martino.
yeah.
Now, Joe Pax, tonight at 6:30, KHOW.
And you can
Yeah, but
see
they're
over,
not, but they're not saying that anymore. They're not telling us to
You
do
can
that.
camera. You can see you. You can see the top of her head.
Who, me?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say-
Bonnie's so short. You said she wants it up there. You can't see her. You see the top of her head. So George, you see the. She's a family attorney. So divorces, child custody, that kind of stuff.
You don't believe whistleblowers are critical packaging, Director?
Yeah.
I believe that, as I said before, Mr. Chairman, I believe the whistleblower is.
Yeah, I know.
Try that one back there.
Tom had a bad name, got a hold of it.
I think people get nervous.
Send them a snippet of what you
That
have.
one doesn't have handles.
Just-
You want to try this one?
I just can't. And send it to that one guy. Do we have an email for Paul, Argue, Joe, whatever?
That's the only thing I can see.
All right, bye.
This is ABC News. Continuing today, the trial of a former Dallas cop charged with killing her neighbor. She's white, he was black.
I can't believe she could be a cop and do this. You know that story, right?
No, I don't.
She's a Dallas cop. She walked into the wrong apartment, thought the guy was an intruder, and killed him.
No, Deborah hung up on us.
I didn't notice. It just felt something weird. But I
Well,
What did he
hi.
do? Or what did she
You
do?
look like Bonnie.
She had a cop coming off duty, went into the wrong apartment. There was a guy in there. She thought he was invading her, so she shot him in his own apartment.
So she murdered him.
She, well,
It
she
wouldn't be
said
murder, it'd be
manslaughter.
manslaughter, whatever.
But she said, hey, I thought it was my apartment, you know, and stuff. And then, but she walked into the wrong apartment. The guy was in there by a
So
killer.
what the jury said?
I think it's still going through.
Oh my God!
Boy, I had a couple guys.
That's a hell of a fuck up.
You haven't heard that?
If that was just, forget that she's a cop, that really doesn't even matter here.
But she was.
If I walked into your house and shot you and said,
Oh, sorry,
thought
wrong
that was
house.
my house, I think I'd be in trouble. I mean, that's crazy.
At 1:30 in the
They
morning,
fired it.
I had two guys walking my back patio door at 1:30 in the morning. I happened to fall asleep on the couch.
Can't pull up her hurdle list at all.
No shit.
But they,
I know.
I did. But anyway, they came in.
I know, Daph. They're working on some stuff in the database.
Did they come in your house?
Came in my house. It turned out there were two firemen. And they were coming back to a place where you get liquor. And
Daph, did you bring me coffee?
And we're 2105 were off.
And here's what.
Stark reality.
And they had gone
So she
back
called
to the
him right away and said, yeah, I shot this guy. I thought I was in my apartment.
Was it same floor, like right above or under, or what was it?
I think it was
Whatever the district.
But same location in the
Yeah,
elevator?
well,
God.
I mean, does it seem like people believe there was an accident where she was trying to kill this guy?
I don't know. So here's the big thing is, they fired her like 3 or 6 days later, but they never tested her for drugs or alcohol there. She might have been drunk out of her mind.
The guys that came in my house were two firemen. They were drunk. Exactly what it was.
Hey, that football player just did that last summer. Who was that? He fucking, that was crazy. He walked in, sat down on their couch
He
and
was,
shit.
but he was drunk.
Impeachment.
Oh, he was trash.
He was on more than liquor.
Was he?
He had to.
Was he? Okay.
He's like he wasn't killed.
I
had to.
He was on a shorter high? He was a pretty good quarterback.
Dude, yeah, he got in trouble with college stuff. I mean, he has all the talent in the world.
I'm flying out of here.
He's on the fence.
I'm going to be leaving.
No, I think my young practice team
George
is on.
I'm going to be leaving in a little while. Not a little while, but I'm going to let him finish because I got to.
What time are you leaving? Because I was going to go. deal, but it's not a big deal.
Oh, no, I can't have your phone.
Okay, that's why I asked you this morning. I thought you were staying the whole show. It's not a big deal, though.
Actually, so George, how's the little baby doing?
Little shit, but he's
growing.
How old?
They got a bulldog, a puppy,
Oh.
that cute. Do you have any new pictures?
Being investigated, Thornton Parkway in York.
Hey, I saw
crash
that.
Unless it's a border collie, you don't want to see it.
Right now, partly cloudy skies in the West City and 68 with your impact traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Someone buying 5 or 3 million businesses for high
They say, this white goose beef is high, omega 3, so not only is it delicious, but it's a type of high. That's what we should do instead of, mobile home parks, raise these damn cows. You could do massages.
Anyway, I want to see pictures. I want to see these close. Oh, you don't keep on your phone? Good thing LifeLock includes the power of notice. Like the recent one. LifeLock is the most recent one.
English bulldogs for puppies are so
He's got a special one.
My son-in-law has 2
Are they smart?
No one can prevent all identity theft.
Wow, he's getting big.
Monitor all transactions.
He's getting big.
We can help alert you.
Yeah. So, does this thing, he loves that thing?
They both,
Now it's
they both.
Get 30% off your
Both,
first year. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code NEWS.
Okay, let me show you something, Tom. Come over here. This is a perfect example of what you were saying. Look who this is from. Okay? Now read what it says. And you tell me in a million years what that means.
They were 9 years old.
What does that mean? I mean, honest to God, can you derive, and I'm not trying to be stupid, any sense out of that? I don't even know what to respond.
Send me that. Can you send that to me, that one? Just
Well,
send that
what are you
one.
going to do with this?
No, I want that.
Oh.
I want that one, George. I want to get my email you this.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. This is the extended troubleshooter show from noon to 2. Welcome. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, make life a little easier for you.
You know what I'm psyched about?
What?
Can I tell you?
Go ahead.
I am so sick of people getting raped, and I mean that with credit card charges. And I am so happy.
Oh, no, you're right.
We
You're
got together.
I know.
And we're going to announce it soon, but we literally bought a company, and we're ready to launch it, that will save anybody out there a ton of money.
Now, let me tell you why. You remember years ago I hated phone companies. Now phones are so cheap and, you know, hardly anyone has local phones. But I started a phone company called Liberty Bell. And I sold it, and I made a ton of money doing that. And I'm proud of it. Do you know why? We did not mark up anything more than a few bucks. Here's what I say. If you can make a little money in a lot of places, you can make life easier for people. And I had the cheapest phone rates anywhere. And I mean anywhere. Then we gave $1 to every customer for life, $1 a month for every customer they referred. Now, I know that sounds silly, doesn't it? No. They referred 10 or 20 customers back then. That was their monthly bill. It was like multi-level. If you had 10 customers that you recommended, as long as they were a customer, you got a $1 credit off your bill. I mean, we had people virtually not paying a phone bill because they had referred so many customers. So it was such a fun thing to do. And then, of course, Dish took it over and still runs it with slightly different. Now, here's the other thing. We are doing this because do you know how many calls we took on people in long-term contracts? Plus, they were raked over the coals for equipment, portable terminals, transaction fees. In fact, some of them didn't know this. They had minimum fees they had to pay. They didn't know about it. If they didn't reach a certain volume, then their fee kicked up. You had to be a scientist to read your credit card processing agreement. And then I said, okay, I want to change this world. I want to completely change it, completely. The same thing with consumer lending. That's another thing we're working on. You will be able, if you need a furnace, if you need a water heater, if you need something for your home, George, you can tell me at Fix It, it's hard for people, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah.
Not everyone has cash. Now, you guys have financing available, right? You don't control that. You have financing available. You try to find the best you can, right?
Right.
Okay. Everyone does. And again, he doesn't have control over that. I am going to do this financing I am not marking it up a dime. This is what I mean. I went to a loan wholesaler, and here's what I do. I'm going to take responsibility, meaning I'm going to risk my own money. I'm going to charge no application fee, none. And the merchant does not pay a discount. For example, sometimes, George, when you finance something, the company pays you a discount and keeps some of the money, like credit cards do, right?
Right. So if a client of mine wants to finance and we use our finance company, I have to pay them a percentage. That's correct.
Right. This will be no percentage from the merchant. We will finance a consumer up to 12 years. Interest rates are from 4 to 7%. Now, in rare cases with bad credit, it goes a little higher, and no prepayment penalty and no application fee, and no merchant will have to pay a dime. These are just some of the things I'm doing because I want to put my money where my mouth is. I want people to have the benefit of having company. I'm not saying profit is bad. I'm not a socialist. I think making money's fine. But I think some people just needlessly, especially with consumer lending, they needlessly rake people over the coals. The same with credit card processing. I can think of several areas where they needlessly do that. Look what happened to the airlines with deregulation. Oh, my God, it's so cheap right now. Keith wants to talk about an apartment won't accept a voucher for Section 8. That's a good topic, by the way. Laws have changed a bit with that. And, of course, you heard George. He stopped by to say hi from Fix It 24/7. And we have a lot to talk about. Get your calls in. Again, we go till 2 o'clock, 303-713 Talk. What is going on, Keith? What's happening?
Hi, Tom. How
Hi,
you doing?
Keith. I'm doing good, man. What's going on?
So it's for it's me and my girlfriend are trying to get. Well, she's on Section 8. We're trying to get apartment for her.
Okay.
Because until we can get enough money to get a house.
Now, Section 8, for those listening, is income based, and they pay a portion of your rent. If you get a Section 8 approved property, in other words, you can't rent a slum, it has to be approved. They don't want people taking advantage of Section 8. So what's going of Section 8 people, that is. They don't want landlords taking advantage. So what's going on?
So we feel that we're being taken advantage of.
Why?
This place is not letting her, they're not approving her. We jumped through so many hoops. And then on top of that, Tom, they wanted her to give income verification 3 times the rent amount.
Yeah, everyone does that.
That's all very normal.
Everyone does that. I just want you to know that. Everyone does that. Okay.
No, they can't do that with Section 8. We
Okay.
already checked into it.
All right.
They can't do a Section 8.
Not if they're a section.
Her rent voucher is her income verification.
Keith,
so they have no positive. They have no.
If this is an approved Section 8 place, okay, then you're right. All they have to do is accept rent from the voucher. Mark, I think he's right. They do not. I don't think they have to require a certain income. In fact, that's contrary.
Right here,
it's contrary to Section 8.
You want to hear Denver's site?
Yeah.
Landlords may continue. This is talking about the change that was made the first of the year.
Okay.
They can continue their normal screening criteria as long as the policies are fair. Okay? The landlord can require a credit score above 620.
Okay.
The landlord can deny a candidate who does not meet the threshold. There's a total list of
but hold on. Just hold on.
They don't have to rent to a sex offender.
Just please let me say something, Keith and Mark. This is important. Here's what I'm going to say. The mere fact that they would require an income of 3 times the rent makes them ineligible for Section 8. So basically they're saying, if you want to qualify for Section 8, you can't be qualified for Section 8.
Their portion.
Oh, their portion. That's different. Are you sure that's what he's saying, Keith? Are they saying...
They're making it impossible. Basically...
No, but Keith, hold on now. Mark just brought up a point. If the whole rent is $100... and Section 8 is paying $75, then I think it's fair for the landlord to ask about the $25 amount and have 3 times that. I don't think that's unfair.
No, so they can't, they're not even allowed to ask what she makes because the voucher is her proof of income.
Okay, Keith, where are you getting that from? Where are you getting that from? Because Mark is disputing it. Now, mind you, he's doing live research. I have done no research on it.
Here's what it says. A landlord may deny candidates who do not qualify to live in a unit at the landlord's price point.
Okay. What do you think that means, Keith?
Well, isn't it double-edged?
There is a split. Well, here's what he's saying. But remember, this is actually from...
I am finding this all confusing.
There is a split opinion whether landlords may continue to require 3 times monthly income for Section 8 voucher holders. Most experts recommend that landlords require an applicant to make 3 times the tenant's portion of the monthly rent.
Okay, 3 times the tenant's portion.
What I said.
Now, Keith...
Exactly, but they're making her, if she made 3 times, okay, so the place was $2,100.
Yes.
That's what the voucher is for. If she made...
No, hold on, Keith. You have...
$6,000 a month,
Keith,
be on Section 8.
Keith, would you know what? I can't continue a conversation, I swear to God, if you don't address what we're talking about. Okay. We are not saying she has to make 3 times the rent. She has to make 3 times her portion of the rent. Of the $2,100, what is she required to pay?
$600.
Okay. So they're saying they want $1,800 a month because of her portion of $600. Now, one would argue...
And she qualifies for that.
Okay. Then that's fine.
Well, then there you go. That's it, man.
But I agree with Keith. If they were saying to her, rent is $2,100...
They're not, though.
Mark... I'm not saying they are, but Keith apparently found someone who did. Did you find a landlord that said she had to make 3 times the actual full rent?
Yeah, Westlake Greens.
Okay, I want to call them. That's why. Okay, good. Westlake Greens. Now, they said to you, at $2,100, she has to make over $6,300 basically, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Now that would be absolutely ridiculous because that would exclude her from Section 8.
Exactly. And they're saying on top of the voucher they still want her to make that like that. If she was making 63, whatever,
we get it.
Be on Section 8.
We get it. We get it.
So we're just trying to get to the bottom of it and figure out
what I don't know is what the rules are.
You bring up a good point. Now there are others who would say this. Now, listen carefully. I'm not saying it, but I know I can read the minds of audience. They say, wait a minute, if you're on Section 8, shouldn't there be some kind... is she a single woman?
Yes, she's a single
mom.
No kid?
No. Oh, she has 3 kids. Okay. I was going to say, shouldn't there be some kind of limit in the rent itself? Like, why are you looking at a place $2,100 or $3,000 or, I don't know. Is there a limit?
That's the limit of her voucher is like $2,100, and we were lucky enough to find one.
What does that mean? So the limit of her voucher is $2,100. Are you saying the rent is $2,700?
No, her voucher, the rent is like $2,100 and some change, I think, like that.
And that's the top of the rent she's allowed to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no other issues, right? There's no bad rental history.
Yeah, she doesn't have
else, right?
She doesn't have bad credit.
You're not sending me down a bunny hole.
She paid off all her debt. She even showed proof.
Okay.
She had like a Comcast bill she paid off.
No, I'm going directly to rental history. Is the rental history good the last 3 years?
Yes.
All right, hold on. We're going to pursue this to see.
I'm going to call, but I swear I know something.
Meanwhile, Section 8 is a federal program, but I don't understand how cities can make their own rules on it. That's the part that confuses me as well. It's probably like social services, a state program administered by counties, Mark? Is that what Section 8 is, a federal program?
I don't know, man.
Because I think there are different ways. Anyway, people calling in, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
It's Ross Kaminsky.
Mornings at 5.
What should we make of this ongoing political chaos, and what do they make of it in our...
In other words, just put them on hold for that. If the landlord, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
There's going to be some. Anybody want to take me up on it? Come on, someone, lunch.
So that's going to be what?
Something. They're not going to say what he just said. Never.
Right. There's going to be something else that they... So who's doing this is Boulder, Denver City, and Denver County.
But once again, they say it's a split opinion. So honestly, they might actually say she does need to show 6,600, and that is their out.
Yeah, but
now you're talking about fighting the fucking board of Denver, which will never happen.
No, what I'm saying is, what that landlord is essentially doing is excluding all Section 8.
Well, that maybe so.
I know.
But if that's the rules, that's the rules.
Then it's a stupid rule because it makes no sense. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I can see, listen, I can see why you don't want Section 8. You know, I'll tell you what, I had a Section 8 tenant one time.
You told me about the toilet.
And not just the toilet, but it was like there's so many problems.
Listen to this, damages after move out. This is new in Denver, ready? The Colorado Coalition for the Homeless has a program whereby a landlord may apply for reimbursement of damages after they move out.
You know, that's going to be abused.
That you deserve.
Do you know my Section 8 tenant was made to pay back?
Which means we can handle all
Section 8 paid for the damage.
Well, Denver's making landlords get any tax credits. They have to take Section 8.
If you do feel safe at my office, it's the last place
Wait,
you have to visit.
If you don't get tax credits, you don't have to.
That's right. Problems, no matter
But
how
what if you get tax credit?
Call my office.
What if you get tax credits and then you make that rule of 3 times the rent? Then you're basically not taking Section 8.
And you get your tax credits.
Today at 303-731-1308.
You like the Apple Watch?
Love it. Or
what do you do?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Here's another big one. Look at this very first one.
Or is that
620.
No. That just says if. It doesn't have to say he could be 620, but it could be 700.
No, but I'm saying she just got done paying off her Comcast bills and all this stuff.
Right.
I doubt she's got a 620.
But this doesn't say 620 is the level.
Clint, ask what the credit score is. Clint, ask what the credit score is.
I can go check my get this part. So just get this part, right? Okay. And go to any day or month or week, and I can look at when I'm working out, so I can go to my heart rate variability. I could do
Mark, Debbie already told me before I got in there, and she's busy what she found out.
Say that again?
Daphne already called me before I got in there, and now she's busy with phones. I can't figure out what she found out.
Well, why don't you just go call
I can't get the phone number for her.
Mark, I don't disagree with you. I think they have to accept Section 8 if they take tax credit. But
if they take tax credits.
Right. But
that's all I said. If they don't take tax credits, they don't have to take Section 8.
No. The way I read it, they do here in Denver. That's like they separate. Many landlords. That's a separate thing.
People come in. I asked if this was legit.
For people
and they come in and they found shit coming because this says there's an issue and sure shit there's an issue.
Yes, we want to keep it.
So, but there's all kinds of
that's just like saying anywhere. You could be in Lakewood and they have to take them.
I called Westlake before you asked him.
Okay. So what happened?
I never imagined a life insurance could be.
So I just asked them generally. They didn't know I was calling from. They said that they are Section 8, and the the voucher has to be equal to or more than the rent.
What does that mean? What does she say?
Well, of course, we know that. We understand that. We understand that. Of course it does. But We're talking about income requirements.
Ask what the
Like, do they require 3 times the rent income or 3 times the tenant's portion of the rent income? You know, in other words, if the rent's 100, do they require that the tenant have 3 times that, or only their portion of it 3 times their portion? Do you understand that? Okay.
See SpotPalace.com for details. Check out Hot Tub and Swim Spa sale this weekend at Southland Shopping Center in Aurora.
So I have Salisbury at 30. And at 45, I have Art of Granite.
Tonight down to 48.
Over much opposition, the Denver City Council passed the ordinance requiring...
Mark, here are yours.
Indeed, Section 8 vouchers and other
where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener jobs and review and other non-traditional dashboard, non-traditional/hire.
Include vouchers and solidarity from Section 8. Colorado Parish for the homeless. Well, what does that mean? Taking a I don't even understand.
Oh, no. I mean, I've never tried a job that one. Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show.
Talk 713-8255. Okay, so let's go. We're investigating Keith's assertion that this apartment complex is demanding 3 times the rent.
Here's what they might do.
For Section 8. And if they do that, I think it's wrong because that would virtually eliminate all Section 8 people, which they're not allowed to do if they're in the program.
It might work this way. This thing is so crazy. It might work this way, though. Listen. So if the voucher is worth, how much is it worth in his case? Do you remember?
$2,100.
If it's worth $2,100 in his case, that should count as income.
Okay.
So she still would have to technically be $6,600 a month coming in, but that $2,100 would be part of that. In other words,
I know what
they're
you're saying.
including any subsidies she gets as income.
I know exactly what you're saying.
So what is your opinion if that's the way it is?
I mean, that would be fair, wouldn't it? Because why not count that, right? So if the rent's $2,100.
Yep.
And his voucher's $21,000, that they have the 3 times the rent.
No, they don't. 3 times the rent would be $6,300. The voucher's only for $2,100.
Oh, I'm sorry, $2,100 a month, not a week.
They're saying any subsidies you get are just like income.
No, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know.
Why wouldn't that be fair? I think that's fair for sure.
I see what you're saying.
If you make $1,000 a month, forget about Section 8. You've got to make $3,000 a month to have the place. They're saying, okay, that's fine. He's got a voucher for $1,000 a month.
That certainly would not eliminate people from the program.
That's right.
It would take the cream of the Section 8 crop. I see that. What would you think about that, Keith?
Is that what they're saying, Keith?
Are they counting the voucher as income?
They have to take the voucher for the full amount of the rent. And what the Denver Housing Authority lady told us is they're not allowed to even ask us.
Well, that's not true. That everything we read. Okay, Keith, is it possible that woman got it wrong? We're reading everywhere we read. They're allowed to have a screening process. Now, okay, we're not going to discuss the details of the screening, but they are allowed to have a screening process. Your argument is it's too restrictive or they're asking things they're not allowed to. I don't know if that's true. What did you find out, Deputy Clint?
I didn't get a chance to call. Daphne called her, and they said to her that her voucher is $2,100. The rent is more than that, so she doesn't qualify.
No, it was $19.95 is what they said, and her voucher was for $2,100.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
That's what
Daphne, can you tell me what you heard? What did you hear when you called?
Yeah, they said the rent, it needs to be equal to or more than the rent. But what I heard was that it was 21 and change. That's what I heard him say.
All right, you know what? We're still going to do investigating. George, fix it. 24/7. Do you like your Apple Watch?
I love this Apple Watch.
How much are they? Just
around 300, I think.
That's not a lot. Now, does it have a separate number?
No. Mine doesn't. I don't know that you can do that, but it does ring. So when my phone rings, my watch is telling me that someone's calling. So
can you talk on the watch?
Yeah, you can. I don't, but you can.
What does it sound like?
I've never done it.
Okay. I mean,
Never answered it.
You know, I've seen so many of them, and I just wonder. You know, it seems like a nice toy I haven't had, but I don't wear a watch. Never did. And did you wear a watch?
No, you know what? I didn't.
And then
I've even had Fitbits and other things that I never liked, but I love this thing.
Cool. Now, we got a lot happening here. Michelle, you got a Visa card. You got a Visa gift card.
Yeah, I got 2 of them, Tom, and apparently I'd had them for a while. I don't remember because I hold on to them sometimes. But anyway, now I'm learning that if you don't use it within a certain amount of time, they depreciate to next to nothing.
Yeah, some do. Some do. And I hate those kind. And again, when I call this in the show a teachable moment, it is a really good thing to talk about. Prepaid cards, some of them are self-extinguishing. Yeah. And if those are the terms, tough luck. However, there are others where you're a victim of fraud, where they actually went in, got the card, got the number, activated the card, did phone purchases, but they put the card back on the shelf. And there's a way they do, and the way they do it is they wait for you to activate it or someone to activate it, and then they get the code by logging onto the website. Now, I've never heard them doing that with Visa because, and especially if you haven't activated it. If you never activated it, then they can't scam you. So I suspect you have a self-extinguishing card. How long did you have the card?
I guess they tell me 13 months. But
I didn't realize they would go out that soon.
Yeah, yeah.
How much a month? Did they say how much a month?
Geez, I was so mad I half listened. I think $7 a month or something. But I guess my only comment is it's almost like it's stealing in my sense because a person pays $25, $50 and gives it as a gift. That should be a given.
Right.
I've never had this happen before,
right.
And I hold on to some of these. So let me ask you one last question. Then.
Yeah.
When a person gives somebody a gift card, how do they know if it's extinguishing?
Because it's in the terms and conditions. It has to be. What were you going to say, George?
Every card has an agreement. So most people don't read.
Some of them. The terms is it the small print on the card?
Yes, or they refer you to a website, or they have a QR code for your phone. I'll bet you no one reads them.
Oh, well, this is the first for me, and it's really disappointing.
I agree with you. It's disappointing. Listen, I don't doubt it.
I do every time. I read them, and I find the ones that don't have the...
Yeah, there are a few that are not self-extinguishing. Most of them are. That's the problem. Most of them will expire, and especially with Christmas coming up, you have to be very careful. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. I can't even say enough about these guys. Chappie runs it like the Marine Corps as far as punctuality and neatness and organization and product. And they do this inspection, second to none. They go through the entire garage door. They want to find something wrong, of course, but if they don't, they don't. You know, seriously, they want to make things right. And it's really good, especially if you moved into a home, you want to know the condition. It's the Martino Special, oneclearchoicestores.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Let's start off with the good news in the Tech Center Drive. That crash on the ramp northbound I-25 to Hamden, that's been cleared out of the way. All lanes of the ramp have reopened, so good news there. The rest of the drive across town seeing some usual delays in the usual spots. A couple of crashes off highway, one in the Broomfield area, Main Street and Community Park Road. Watch out for delays there. And that auto pedestrian accident still being investigated. Thornton Parkway in York, avoid the area for now. The weather forecast, going to be sunny today, summer-like with a high of 87. Tonight mostly clear, overnight a low of 53. Tomorrow sunny, chance of afternoon thunderstorms, a high of 72. Right now partly cloudy and 76. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner on 630 KHOW.
Indeed, used by over 3 million businesses for hiring, where business owners and HR professionals can post job openings with screener questions, then sort, review, and communicate with candidates from an online dashboard. Learn more at Indeed.com/hire. Okay,
let's talk about David Salisbury, who I recommend for wills and probate and trusts. And here's the deal. David Salisbury will answer those pressing questions when you need them the most. Now, I don't suggest you wait until someone dies to find an attorney or to do a will or to figure out what to do. I recommend you put David Salisbury's name away and just use it when you need it. And, of course, call him to plan, like a will. He does flat rate pricing. So if you have a will, it's a price. A trust, it's a price, depending on how complicated. But you know the price is up front, and you're not nickeled and dimed. David Salisbury, you can find him on the referral list at referrallist.com. 720-493-3911.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary, subject to terms and conditions.
If you run a small business, every penny counts. So saving up to 30% on your workers' comp insurance is a big deal. That's why you need a workers' comp rate check from Pi Insurance, now available for small business owners in your area. Workers' comp insurance rates can vary, and yours may have changed since you got your current policy. That's why Pi Insurance invites you to get a quick online quote right from your computer or smartphone. Simply go to piinsurance.com and you'll know in just minutes if you're overpaying. Pi Insurance was built a better way to make workers' comp a no-brainer with an easy online experience and outstanding service. Pi's coverage is A-rated by AM Best and helps protect your business and your employees. Plus, it could save you up to 30%. Do yourself a favor. Find out if your small business is overpaying for workers' comp insurance. Check your rate today and see how much you can save at piinsurance.com. That's PIE Insurance.com.
If you want to legally use some square footage, you need an egress window. That means a way to get out. Denver Egress Windows installs new ones, even if there's not one there at all, or they can rebuild the ones you have. You know those window wells that have worn out? They can do all of it. Beautiful work. You can find out by looking at their website, denveregresswindow.com. 720-626-4221. 720-626-4221. denveregresswindow.com and on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why isn't a burger cheaper when you ask for no onions? I don't want them, so shouldn't you deduct the price of the onions, right? Otherwise I'm paying for the onions, but I'm not receiving any onions. Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Did you know that you do not have to hire multiple contractors and visit dozens of home centers in order to get that brand new gorgeous bathroom? Really? Hi, Dan Cicchini, Done Right Bathrooms, providing high quality, full service, turnkey bathroom modeling in Colorado for over 3 decades. Todd?
You bet, Dad. With our free in-home quote, our design professionals will bring our showroom to you. You'll have all the choices right at your fingertips. Our design portfolio will not only appeal to your particular tastes, but will also allow for a turnkey, worry-free project completed on time and on budget.
Gotta love it, Todd. Whether it's the 5-piece master suite you want, or the need to fix that leaky, moldy, nasty thing you call a shower, check us out. Book your bathroom project now for select install dates, and you'll enjoy a 12% savings. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, and even replacement windows and doors. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or drhi.com.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month. T&C and privacy policy found at milehighraffle.com/privacy. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
How would you like to win your very own Tesla Model S sedan? Yes, your own Tesla, with a range of over 350 miles and unparalleled acceleration. There are no vehicles like it on the road today. Oh, and with over 150 additional prizes, including a Toyota Prius and Dream Vacations, your odds of winning are 1 in 100. That's right, 1 in 100. Just text ENTER to 797979 and get your exclusive promotion code and link. Once you give to the Boys and Girls Club of Denver, you'll be automatically entered. Plus, you'll feel great knowing you're helping kids through Boys and Girls Club of Denver. But hurry! In addition to the grand prize Tesla, just enter by Friday, September 27th, and you'll be automatically entered to win a Toyota Prius too. This is your best chance to win. Remember, text ENTER to 797979. Do it now, because this offer ends this Friday. Remember, text ENTER to 797979 for your best chance to win. Just text ENTER to 797979.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Okay, listen, we're still working on this Section 8 thing. Then also with credit cards, Deputy Dan found something that they can't expire for 5 years. They can charge and they can self-extinguish, but they can't expire. So if you have a lot of money on there, they have to keep it open. Mark, were you calling on the rent thing or on
Listen, I know the whole deal.
Oh, good.
I bypassed everybody and called Denver Housing Authority.
Now, this is what we're talking about. Section 8, Keith said, listen, we're trying to get an apartment, and they're not supposed to ask about income and blah, 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 and they're discriminating because they want 3 times the amount of the rent, and I think that in essence excludes people from Section 8. It's a sneaky way to get out of it, and Keith is upset. So hold on, Keith. Mark talked to the Housing Authority. What did you find out?
Well, it's exactly what we said the last time. So they take the amount of the voucher, and that is counted as income.
So
you still have to qualify for whatever the qualification is, Section 8 or not. They can't have one qualification for 8 and then one for people paying cash. So if the rent, for example, is $2,000 and the voucher is for $2,000, okay, they would have to make $6,000 a month, but they would apply the $2,000 voucher to that as cash. So they'd have to show an additional $4,000 of income.
Keith?
Oh, my God.
Well, that's it. Well, it doesn't matter. That's the deal.
Keith, I can't help. I can't help what somebody told you. But Mark, when we call as part of the media and part of this show, we're usually given someone who knows what they're saying.
No, I know. But when they said that to us, we just felt like they were making it. And they also had her son verify income. So with the combined income, it was still.
Well, that's to help. That's to help her. Now, Keith, not all landlords require triple the amount, by the way. That's not, and the Section 8 requirements say whatever their normal screening process is. They can't do a special screening process for Section 8. The only difference, of course, is the Section 8 people, recipients, use the voucher as part of their income, so it does help in that way. I'm sorry about that. Now, Kathleen, welcome to the show, Kathleen. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. I have a question. My son is 24. He's not married. He just bought a house in May. And we, unfortunately, had someone die in a car accident yesterday. And thinking, what would happen if he were to get in an accident, die, and then where does that leave his house? Go to probate. He doesn't have anybody else listed on the mortgage.
Well, it would go to probate, yeah, and then it would do the line. It would do the line without a will, the line of succession, which would be his parents, then his siblings. Excuse me, his parents.
Make sure
no, his children, his parents, his siblings.
Okay, so should we have something made up?
Yes, everyone who owns something should have it. Everyone who owns something.
Can we just write up something, have it notarized? Would that be sufficient, or
notary? Well, a will doesn't even have to be notarized, but a notary just simply says that the person who signed it, and I witnessed it. Kathleen, there's a very easy thing to do. If your son does not have anything except a house, no substantial income or money in the bank, he can do a beneficiary's deed, which means he puts on the deed the name of someone who gets it upon his death. It bypasses all courts and goes directly to that person. They don't even have to do anything.
So how do you go about doing that with a lawyer?
A beneficiary's deed is about $200 to $400.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And you can get it done through. You can technically do it with a real estate broker who knows what the hell they're doing, but I wouldn't chance it. An attorney doesn't charge that much. David Salisbury does those, but really, I would see an attorney to get it done just to make sure it's right. And then your son does a beneficiary's deed, and he can put you guys on it. Then as you guys get older, he can put his wife or whatever, or they, he gets a will and then does everything. But that's what you do. It's called a beneficiary deed. So many people try to do crazy stuff, like they put away a quitclaim deed, or they do different things, and that's not what you want. But remember, without a deed, without a will, the state law takes over. It doesn't mean everything goes to the state. It just means the state law takes over. We talked about this case yesterday. Mark's going to be talking about it coming up, and it is about Acme Restoration Mitigation, DBA Metro Mitigation suing Adam and Laura Miller. And what happened, what they say, is that this restoration company came in and charged them $92,000 for asbestos mitigation, and they thought the 92 was supposed to be for the mitigation and rebuilding, and they're being sued because the homeowners don't want them back. The homeowners feel they don't owe them anymore. In fact, the homeowners feel they were charged too much for what they got. Now, they only paid, I believe, $40 so far. But even that, they said, was overpaid because they did not get everything done under contract.
Did we get the contract?
No, we got the lawsuit.
How come they didn't send us the contract?
Because we sent rock out there.
Okay, I'd still like to see what they agreed to in their contract.
Now, here is the danger here. We had a woman one time who was absolutely 100% right. The contractor violated every part of the contract you could imagine. The contractor was a scumbag. The woman was ripped off royally. She went to court and lost everything. Why is that, Mark?
Well,
procedure.
She should have gotten an attorney to
procedure. Most of her defense was tossed out because she didn't do the rules of evidence properly.
She did not have a expert witness in the law's eyes because he wasn't put in as a expert witness. He was put in basically as Joe Blow.
Now, here's the thing. 303-713-TALK. That will be discussed with Rock on what he found. So with FixMyHome.com, I talked about having a garage door inspection, and I got the instant message. I'm tired of hearing about inspections. So what does that mean? And they said, and what about George, since he's there, they do an inspection. So, George, there's no secret that people want to get into a home to do an inspection so they can become the reliable vendor. I see nothing wrong with it. That's why you offer for new customers the $39 deal, because it's so cheap, you think everyone can afford it, and it gives you a chance to get in there. But they want to know, they asked about the garage door too, and then they asked about, the home service one, the one with furnaces or plumbing or electrical. So do you feel, honest to God, that the service, do you feel it is something that if they don't have done, you can tell the difference?
If it's done right, 100%. I mean, we go across them all the time, especially on a furnace. So we clean the dirt out of them like you're supposed to. So they're clean. They look new when we're done with them.
Okay, so cleaning the dirt, why is that important? Seriously.
Dirt is the #1 killer of furnace and air conditioners. So dirt clogs up. It piles up and clogs.
And we're not talking about vacuuming the blower compartment. I mean, you do that.
But no, I'm talking about we pull the blower motor and clean each blade, for example. We clean all the dust off the casing, because that dirt piles on there, makes it work harder, but it also traps in the heat. Then the seal breaks. Then oil starts leaking over time, and eventually it seizes up.
And the burners.
That's what happens.
And all the wiring and everything. So you clean. Okay, so what's the most common problem you might see in an inspection? Most common. Seepage from a blower motor or not? From lack of maintenance or burner problems? What is?
I wouldn't say it's most
igniters. What?
I mean, by the time we get there, I would say 15 to 20% of them are already leaking oil. So most aren't, but they're close. I mean, there are many that we catch that.
But if they're leaking, they don't have to be replaced right away, do they?
They don't have to, but they do not have to, and we tell them they don't have to.
But
we recommend that they do because it's leaking oil. It's going to eventually seize up. We're there. Might as well take care of it. I don't know how much oil. There's no way to check how much oil is already leaked out besides what we can see all over the unit.
Okay, so what?
So you want to try to prevent that, though. We try to prevent, and most of the time we're there. It's not leaking. We prevent it. From happening.
Do burners really have to be adjusted? Ever?
Yes.
They do.
They do.
For efficiency.
Yeah. You want your unit running as efficient as possible.
All right, now, we have more coming up if you have any questions. Nancy has a question. Nancy, I'm going to take you right after the break. The house is in your husband's name and you're on the mortgage? Nancy?
I am not on the mortgage.
Oh, but are you on the house?
No.
And you're not, so you're not on the house or the mortgage?
I am not. I'm probably a beneficiary on the house.
Okay, but on the mortgage? Who's on the mortgage?
Just my husband.
Okay, hold on. This is a good one, and this is, again, a teachable moment. We have more coming up.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Still some trouble. Arter Brennan. Long I-25, the Hampton off-ramp, that's been cleared out of the way.
I'm sorry that I have to run this was scheduled for
Tell me what happens when we tell a caller we won't mention company name and we mention company name.
That lawsuit?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. That's
Okay.
a public record.
Okay,
That
and guess
has
what?
nothing to do with her.
The feds filed a lawsuit against this guy too.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to see that. I didn't want to print
Well, you
21
know what?
pages.
Mark has to deal with this, and you know what? We have no obligation to keep this quiet once it's a public. This is a public
And screw
document.
her, he might be a ripoff anyway.
It's a public document.
Okay.
Here, give that to Dad.
When was Rock going out there?
I
hate it.
I
I
couldn't figure out why I was giving
I
you
don't
one.
care what anyone says. These have changed.
They have, yeah. I can't figure out why I was giving you one when she asked for one.
Suzanne, when was Rock going out there?
He went out yesterday.
Okay, guys. Art of Granite, Mitch Floria, Golden. It's all a formula for great kitchens. These countertops are natural stone, stone or solid surface, and all of them are wholesale for the materials. Here's what Art of Granite does. It charges only wholesale for materials, and then they mark up just the fabrication and installation, and of course, cabinets from the manufacturer. But it spells a deal. They tear out and haul away free, and they do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. They'll give you prices on the phone, 303-386-5919. I've had personal experience with Art of Granite. Mark and Suzanne have used Art of Granite, Art of Granite, and you can find them on Facebook, facebook.com/Art of Granite Golden, a premier designer, a direct stone importer, serving the entire front range. Art of Granite, 303-386-5919.
Here's a little fiction masqueraded as fact. Did you know that banks don't give loans out of just because you're paying your mortgage?
This one here, American Restoration, due with the phone he's going to be calling about this case.
Okay.
So that you knock out that live right there. All the in-house inventory.
Neuro Health is which one?
Is the one with the magnetic pulse therapy.
Perfect. I've been wanting to do that.
Now you have all the scripts.
Where'd you find them?
No, actually, you should come over here and log in and remodel your basement.
Oh.
Well, we got time, guys. I got $900 if I took them
Bennett
out.
that has cancer.
Yeah.
Wanted to know, he just needs the information. I can't see it.
Ooh, look at this gadget. Buying bills.
Hey, look at this, Tom.
Yes.
Look at this gadget.
Anything.
It's an Ethernet plug for your phone, for your Apple. You plug it in like that, then you can just plug one of these cables.
Holy cow.
But the wireless is so efficient. Why would you?
I don't know, but that's pretty cool.
It is.
Tom, the other thing is, I
So it's not just a hotspot,
I'm not
it's
gonna
a
open it, I'm not
plug-in.
gonna have time to look at it and everything before you leave.
Transfer
Nothing looks, there's nothing. And nothing looks horrible, so I'm gonna, I don't even wanna open them until Monday. When we're both back, because I don't want them just laying out there on your
You're
desk.
right. You're absolutely right.
What we have to do, we made a backdrop that measures the wall exactly. 8 foot tall and 336 inches of cabinet space. Then each cabinet I have, we made a scale size thing so she can lay them in with the numbers on them.
Do you have any specialists, George?
So you want to tackle 336 inches. So I mean,
What is it?
Mark, what is it? The cabinets have 3 inches.
Do the first time client, that'd be a first time client.
Yeah, 39. 29. So it's going to 29 for first time clients, down to 39. And 39 is a steal anyway, because it's really,
Still first time clients. We only do it once.
No, I know.
People try to do it
and cut them down, but they come. So pretty well, you can.
Oh, you see their number?
Yeah, it's like, the full price of that one that we went, not 30.
You know what, though? That even sounds to me
like it devalues it. So in a cornering one, there has to stay a cornering. When you say my regular prices and the base regular price,
if my competitor did, you said we want you to do this, they call it a rejuvenation and charge you $400 to $600.
I like the word.
Actually,
anyway, so
somebody who
it
went
does
to
work.
somebody who that
And
one
when
complained that we ended up being proven right. The guy that you had go out even said that on the call. We would call this rejuvenation. I forget who that guy was.
Porcelain.
The very first one you went out with Brian.
Oh, okay.
Couple years ago.
It actually had.
And we did clean the motor.
Core.
Oh, I know you're talking about. He was a buddy of mine. What was his name?
But that guy even said if we did this, like holy shit, they cleaned it.
He was
rejuvenation. And
he said you guys were fine. He had no issue with anything you guys did at all.
No, but my point is, he said our time, if we did that on maintenance, we would call it rejuvenation.
Yeah,
which is true. That's what most if they did it.
God, I can't believe I can't think of his name. I was actually in Vegas at that one time.
It's $300 cheaper than what it used to be.
336 inches is a long cabinet.
But let me tell you, it's much cheaper than it was 10 years ago.
Plus an island. With 336 divided.
And you might not want to go with granite. You might want to go with something else.
Suzanne's calling you.
You know,
What's up, babe?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. We got a serious problem here.
And by the way, Fix It 24/7 is doing that. The rejuvenation basically is what it is. For $29 instead of $39, that's only for first-time customers. And even the $39 is not the regular price. It's $139. Other companies charge $250 for this service. So it is a real deal. And I challenge you to watch it and tell me it's not. Nancy, this sounds serious now, what I'm reading. Your husband has the house in his name, and he's also on the mortgage?
Correct.
And you're on nothing?
I'm on nothing.
And he is on drugs?
Correct.
Is he so much on drugs that you fear for the future? Is he losing work, jobs, all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Does he realize it? Does he want to get help?
He's getting help, but he continues to get help, and they just continue to give him more drugs.
The doctors do, or you mean he pushers?
The doctors.
Okay. Now, do you have a lot of equity?
Yes.
How much?
Probably $250,000.
Okay. You need to protect yourself. You don't have to be on the mortgage to be on the deed. And I suggest you get on the deed. Will he quit claim it to you or quit claim it to the two of you? Will he willingly do it?
I'm not sure if I...
Nancy, you're fading.
Sorry.
You're not sure what?
If I'm on the deed.
No, you said you're not. What I'm saying is, if you are on the deed, then at least your interests are protected a bit. They can't just take it from you. But if he defaults on the mortgage, you're going to have a problem. How old is your mortgage, by the way?
7 years.
Could you guys qualify for a refi right now if you wanted to?
Yes.
Refi, get on the loan, and get on the house. This is my recommendation. Would he do it willingly?
Possibly.
Okay. Call us back if he won't. I would call Ideal Home Loans. I'm serious. And say, this is kind of important. We'd like to do this. Get it in both of your names if you have to. If you could get everything in your name, do you make money?
No.
Okay. Then get it in both of your names, the mortgage and the house. Do you guys have good credit?
Yes.
Okay, before things start deteriorating, get it done. At least that protects you from him being the only one on it and them trying to come after it. I say them, meaning if he gets in trouble.
If I could get on the mortgage now, if we would...
Never get on the mortgage without getting on the deed, ever.
Okay.
Okay, in other words, don't just be on the mortgage. That doesn't protect you. It only obligates you. You have to be on the deed. The deed is primary, the mortgage is secondary for protection. So, if you're on the deed, fine. It would be nice if it was all in your name. Your number one priority would be to try to get the deed all in your name, but you will never refinance doing that. I would refinance it in both of your names, then I would have him quit claim it to you alone after the refinance. If you need more instruction, Daphne will talk to you personally off the air. This sounds serious. I'm not saying he's on the road to destruction, but it doesn't sound like it's far away. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. We have another hour to go with the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around. Don't forget, referralist.com. You know, so many people call me when they're injured.
I didn't understand that. She said the drugs are given by doctors, so he's on medication.
Yeah, of course, but that doesn't make it any better. But it's community problem. I missed most of the call, but which I don't even understand what you're saying.
Okay, the issue is she's afraid because he's an addict, when I get into trouble, her house is in danger because it's all in his name.
But if he doesn't make payments, they're fucked anyhow. Who cares?
I know, that's true.
But that 250,000 equity is
Yeah, but they could sell it and he gets all the equity, or a creditor could come. If she's on the deed, they have to give the equity to both of them.
How long she's been married?
Never works.
So,
Unless he's in some kind of a rehab program, then they give it drugs. I mean, that's what they do.
Mark, I want to ask you something about this. Come here.
Apparently, he doesn't need it.
We got a problem. I don't want to She attacks a
Big
I don't
problem.
understand that whole, there's things, how long was she married?
Yeah.
Why didn't she get on the deed? She can look in she didn't really know if she was on it.
She makes them, she doesn't work at all, she makes no income.
Apparently not.
She's gonna get on the mortgage if she doesn't.
What's the airplane?
No. I don't know how she's, and if he's, you know, this is a problem with like OxyContin. They give people that when they have a broken hip, a broken leg, they get well. Now what?
Yeah, but I know the doctors aren't supposed to keep them on that though either.
No, they're not, but
I thought they can get in big trouble. If they-
I might.
On the show?
We generally never
They
do.
don't need it.
Trump impeachment thing
They
is
don't
pretty,
need it.
Right, they don't need it.
But they should have been taken down a long time ago.
Absolutely.
crazy.
It'll be something else after
thought they
this.
would. I thought that was law.
It'll never end.
I don't know. It's a law. I know it's,
Well, they're really getting on doctors for that.
well, you heard the family.
They're getting muddled.
OxyContin family.
themselves like crazy.
They
OxyContin is
are.
owned by a family. Did you know that?
Oh, that's who they're suing.
They,
They're going
no,
bankrupt.
they're
they
more.
have something like
I don't know.
I heard two or three.
They're not going
$1
to stop because they know they
sold.
can't win the election. So what are they going to do? They're pulling out anything they
Was it
can.
with the patent on it? Well, the patent kind of has to have
The
went
patent
out.
and they.
And
that's the problem.
more ironically, I don't think anything changes. In other words, if you don't like Trump and want to see him impeached,
Well, you have to redo
nothing's
something.
going to change between now and the election.
But you can
If
use
you
the
support
old
him,
and go
almost
like Amgen.
nothing they bring out, unless it's a video of him beating up a woman or
Right,
something.
right, but
Nothing's
the
going
old
to change.
format.
It's just not going to change. So I don't even like.
Apparently not.
I guess you're fighting for the people in the middle.
So here's the thing, Ambien.
Yeah.
They got a new Ambien that's time release.
Yeah.
But the old stuff is generic.
Why would you want time release?
So when you take it, it will slowly go through the night. So otherwise you could wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. I've never had it. Our neighbor got on it. She'd walk and cook and I mean shit, man. She fucking one time was outside like washing the car.
Right. I, when I was on Ambien, would set a formal table. You know how you do the little origami with the napkins? I have no idea how to do it, but I could do it.
Love origami.
I love that type of beef.
It's my favorite beef, origami.
With Ambien?
I would set the table real formal and have it perfect, and origami the napkins. I have no idea how to do it.
Where's that thing with spots?
Yeah.
Where's
the Gilligan's Island thing where...
Dan, hand me the spots, please.
What's that?
And then the other problem, Ambien and Lyrica, look those up.
I use Ambien.
Yeah, look up Ambien and Lyrica.
Not a full one.
Not Ambien and Lyrica, Ambien and Ritalin.
I knew it wasn't under color.
Ambien and Ritalin cause psychosis, I believe, in some people.
Hey, Colorado NeuroHealth, that's the TNS one, right? Or TMS?
Ambien 2? Or Ambien taken together?
With Ritalin.
But Ambien by itself doesn't.
No, Ambien and Ritalin. Well, there's a lot of people in Ritalin. It should show up, but people will go to 2 different doctors and 2 different pharmacies to do it on purpose. It's like taking LSD.
Okay, here, does Ambien cause dementia?
Well,
What do you mean, does it cause
No,
dementia?
I'm looking it up.
Only the long-term slow release one.
I don't do that, I do the generic.
And the generics.
I know Ambien and Ritalin are abused when they use the 2 of them.
Who else do I have, damn
We're talking.
it? Did he do Frank?
No.
You know, it says that what are the risks of long-term Ambien use? Guess what's one of them?
Sleep.
Bankruptcy. It says that, bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
But it says right here, look at it.
You're sleepwalking.
That's crazy, actually.
Confusion, anxiety, nightmares, insomnia, feelings of withdrawal, family problems, unemployment.
Put Rock's info up so I have it.
Addiction.
Bankruptcy.
Oh, I see it. I got it.
There was something, I can't remember what it was, one of the side effects was anal leakage. Anal leakage was one of the side effects of some drug. What the hell?
Hate that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with a little anal leakage.
I know.
It's called farting.
Don't you hate when you gotta, cut one and you accidentally think it's gonna be a dry?
Wet or dry.
That's gonna get some comments.
We're in a whole new world here, baby.
Oh, God. The side effects on some drugs are crazy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But you know what?
Oh, some of them are really funny, though. You go, oh, my God, I will keep what I have. There is no way I want those side effects.
But it's just a small percentage, and I'm sure it's like...
Yeah.
I wonder what the FDA actually requires. Like, if 1 out of 1,000 gets a headache, does that therefore mean it's a side effect?
Probably is.
And they're human test studies.
And they gotta say it.
First of all, I know everything. It's everything, though.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them.
I'll probably do both. Oh, I see what you're saying. They're on at 15.
Yeah, so if you get their number, we can go off.
Huh.
It's not a know-it-all if it's true.
I'll let you decide. Be talking to you about art. You know all about it. Oh, I mean, how, why, a little bit of your story. Do you care? I don't care.
Huh?
I knew a guy in our, he was funny though.
Yeah, my brother-in-law's really funny too. First, yeah, brother-in-law. His Arkansas studies stories are really funny too.
Do you know Bill? Bill and Hillary?
Oh. He lives someplace where they pick up diamonds off the ground.
Oh yeah, there's that park there. They got a big park there. If you
They
find,
live right next to that park.
if you find a diamond in the park, it's yours.
Yeah. They lay right out on the ground.
Welcome to the show. My name's Mark
This
Baker,
is
as you
the
know.
only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints. And I got to say, everybody is in a mood today. Tom was in a mood. I'm in a mood. Oh, my God. Dan's in a mood. Dan's over there stirring the pot as usual.
I'm
Deputy
perfectly
Clinton.
fine.
No, don't even.
come on.
Daphne, to say you're perfectly fine, I will argue with all day long. I will actually hire an attorney to argue that.
Ouch.
George Donaldson with Fix It 24/7. Are you in a mood today?
I'm getting in the mood, Mark.
Can you sense walking in here? You came in at noon. Could you sense Tom and I were in a mood? Honestly, can you or not?
As soon as I walked in the room.
See, it's so weird. Now you're going to say, why are we in a mood? Because we're sick and tired of people getting ripped off. Honestly, that is really what it comes down to, believe it or not. There's always a little stuff behind the scene that drives us crazy. The one we're going to be talking about in a minute's driving me crazy. We had one of our experts, Rock, go out. Yeah, this guy is the real deal. Let me tell you what Rock does. He is a great guy. Dan, just, he is a great guy. How else do you put it? American Restoration is his company. So if you have any kind of damage, and you need mitigation on that damage, he does it. But he's also done a ton of work, even, what do they call them, Superfund sites for the feds. This guy is the real deal when it comes to cleanup. I mean, he is literally the real deal. We had Laura call up. Laura says, hey, I hired this company. Believe it or not, the company's name is Acme. I wonder if the Roadrunner is like their logo. Really, I always thought that was just like a fake thing. But it's actually Acme Restoration. And I know Suzanne and Daphne are looking at me now going, you're not supposed to say the name of the company. Well, it's a little too late. So, Laura, first of all, I apologize. I'll try not to say it again. But they just whispered in my ear I'm not supposed to say it. But, you know, what a generic name. What a bunch of clowns. And you called up the other day, and we sent Rock out, and we're going to bring him up in a minute. But bottom line is, you signed a contract with these guys to clean up, what was it, after a flood, fire, what was it?
So a fire started in the neighboring unit
Yep.
and spread to my townhome.
Yep, so you basically got your insurance company involved, and you signed a contract with these guys to come and clean it up. Not Rock, not the good guys, but this other company we'll just call Generic. So you signed a contract with Generic. Next thing you know, bottom line, the bill's up to what, $90,000?
$92,000.
And you're saying they didn't do close to that much work, correct?
Correct.
Okay, how much have you paid them so far? 42?
They've been paid $40,000.
So $40K. Now, we sent our expert out to see exactly, you know, how much is it in the ballpark, because where this got really serious is you have a court date coming up. These guys are suing you, from what I read, for about $72,000. Does that sound right?
The lawsuit is for $100,000.
Oh, because of attorney's fees and everything else.
Correct. The lien that's placed on our house is for $72,000.
I got you. So they actually, everything I can see, they did everything properly as far as putting the lien on in time. And now they're taking you to court to perfect it. All that seems normal, but here's what I want to do. I want to bring Rock up. He's with American Restoration on a referral list at referrallist.com. Rock, what did you find out when you went out to Laura's place?
You know, I found quite a bit. You know, she had definitely been taken advantage of, and there were some misgivings with what they had done for abatement. With with what this company had done. They hadn't completed the work that they started. They misrepresented the work that they did. They caused more problems. So they came in and they caused another problem that wasn't an issue previously.
What was that problem, Rock?
Well, the work that they did with in demoing in the bathroom caused a flood in the kitchen. And then more asbestos had to be removed in the kitchen. That wasn't something that was originally caused by the original, the problem, the fire in the neighboring room. So
wait a second though. Let me stick to that for a second. So this flood that ended up ruining the kitchen, does it appear as if they charged her, or at least her insurance company, or tried to get paid on what they caused?
From what I can tell right now, yes.
Okay.
You know, and furthermore, they skirted the rules of Regulation 8 by the professional that was supposed to clear the project. They didn't clear it. When that happens, they are supposed to rectify the shortcomings in their work, and then that person comes back out. They circumvented that person who's on the permit and who's, you know, registered with the state to do that job, to go around them, and then got someone else to, you know, say that the work was done, which it wasn't. It's very, very obvious the work wasn't completed to the satisfaction, to the requirements of Regulation 8. To the regulatory requirements. So it's, you know, there's quite a few issues going on, and most of them they caused.
How much work?
So there was the
How much work do you think they've actually done dollar-wise?
You know, I can't say, you know, I wouldn't say $40,000 worth of work. I definitely wouldn't say that.
So you think they've actually, even though they're seeking an additional $100,000, you think the $40,000 they already received isn't even worth it?
Furthermore, they robbed they have little. Laura, is that? I think that's the right term we can use there. Correct?
What is it?
I agree with
What do
you.
you mean by rob, though? This is a new one. I mean, like taking property?
Taken property. They disposed of clothing, appliances,
wow,
televisions, things that could have been
mitigated,
cleaned to to regulatory standards and made safe for use by the owner. They took these things out of the home. I don't know what they did with them, but given their condition, they could have used them or cleaned them up and sold them to someone else. I don't know if they did that.
Hey, Rock,
But
you've testified. You've testified in other cases, I assume, as an expert witness, right?
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
here's the problem. I mean, I get it. In fact, Suzanne was telling me or whispering in my ear that there was a big lawsuit on these guys as well. What do you know about that?
That I do not know. You know, I do not know. I'm strictly talking about the case that of Laura's. I won't say her last name.
Yeah.
Laura's case in her townhome. Specific, just to that, there were a number of laws. Regulation 8. You know, I'm not a police person, but whatever it is, they stole her stuff. I mean, literally, they stole it.
This is crazy.
They stole it.
You should probably call the police on that part of it, Laura, if you haven't.
Now that I have a professional agreeing with me, I believe that's the next
Here's
step.
the biggest issue. Here's the biggest hurdle you got, though. You have this lawsuit to answer. You're going to have to hire an attorney. If you don't hire an attorney, you could get railroaded on this. I've seen it.
Right, with a counterclaim.
Yes.
She should have a counterclaim.
You got to hire an attorney. I mean, you have to.
Okay. Sure.
It doesn't matter how you, I'll be honest,
thing?
it doesn't matter how you come up with the money. You are going to be put into bankruptcy if you don't handle this. This is not a good thing. And you need to get an expert witness like Rock who can actually get up there and testify that they broke Section 8 or Regulation 8 and they didn't do this properly and they went around the permit and everything he's saying. If you get an expert witness and a good attorney, this is going to be a no-brainer. Although I have a feeling this company's up against other stuff. They might not have any money to go after. So, but at least you won't owe them that $100,000, and you still have money to try to get this thing finished properly.
Yes. I am all for that. I was going to ask you if you had a recommendation for a lawyer.
Man, I'm trying to... Rock, I hate to say this. I can't think of anybody on the referral list, and I'm trying to think here. Man, I don't know who I'd suggest her to. This is so unique. Who would you suggest? Have you dealt with an attorney?
Problem. We have.
I might have an attorney that I could recommend to her off the air.
That's what I think we should do. And I'm saying that we have great attorneys on referralist.com, but we need someone that has handled stuff like this before.
Yes, but like I said, there are a number. I know Regulation 8, but she was robbed. Literally.
I can't believe it.
They took her possessions.
Metro, and I'm going to say it. Laura, I'm sorry. You know, these guys are scumbags. Do you mind if I call them out? In my opinion, these guys are scumbags. You don't have to say anything. You have pending litigation. You don't have to say anything. But I'm telling everybody out there, and I feel as if I need to do this now. You stay away from these guys. Metro Mitigation, that's their DBA. They're owned by Acme Restoration Mitigation, LLC. And Daphne, try to get Suzanne on. I do not see the email she was sending me about, she'll know what I'm talking about. I want to see it. It's about this company. Guys, hold on. I do have a follow-up question, but I have to take a break. This is just wrong. It's 100% wrong. We've got to figure a way. We've got to get a right attorney, and we've got to follow this one.
Weekdays 2 to 4. It's Michael Brown.
Well, this is...
Yeah,
I do, actually.
I'll bet you this is their MO. Okay. They go in there, sue them, people don't know what to do, they try to settle.
You know, ironically enough, and I did not do this on purpose, I got a commercial right now for American Restoration.
You know, you just heard Rock on there. If you ever do have flood damage, you ever have to get rid of asbestos, you ever need any kind of cleanup whatsoever, you've got to go to a company that's not going to rip your face off and rip you off and steal from you. It is very hard to find these disaster restoration companies. We deal with them all the time. That's why we love, and I mean love, American Restoration and Rock. Just write this number down. This is one of those companies you do not know you're ever going to need them until there is a big problem. Write this down. 833-7AM-REST. 833-7AM-REST. 7 AMREST. You go 7 space AMREST.
So it's acne. Why can't she claim it on insurance as stolen if she gets a police
That's a whole
report?
different. Well, right now none of that matters because she's getting sued for $100,000.
Yeah. But why doesn't the insurance company go after them for messing up?
They
Our
don't.
insurance wouldn't know. When our abatement company ruined our foundation, our insurance company went after them and said, you have to pay for a new foundation because your backhoe broke. If they did, they went in, our insurance company fought for us because...
It's worth looking into.
Yeah.
No, they fought for themselves because otherwise they would have to do it.
Well, yeah, but it's the same thing.
They've already paid her. She decided to hire this company and pay them.
I don't know the whole story.
Yeah.
Let me get Suzanne.
Did you know that creating a realistic price is one of the first steps out of the foreclosure process?
Blah, 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 blah.
Hey, sometime before the showings, will you go back and forth with me on the tune-up?
Yeah.
Tom just kind of spit it out. We haven't gotten a single call. But
Shut
last time I was on the show, we did that back and forth, and I explained it, and we got 120.
I did one, remember that carpet one? That dude still talks about it when he comes in. They got like 140 calls. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was the most of them. It was like 120 calls that day. Actually, last time I was here.
Are you going tonight?
What? Where tonight?
To that iHeart thing. I didn't know if they probably know you're out of state most of the time.
No, what I heard thing?
It's a sales thing. I think you know what it's going to be.
Oh.
All the talent's there. I got to go because he's out of town. I don't, whatever. But I think it's probably mostly new clients. The more I think
like some
about it.
kickoff or something.
What?
Is it some kickoff to something?
Kickoff, yeah.
Yeah. No, actually, I did. I remember now.
They told me there's some new client, or mostly new clients, but some clients. Last year's apparently was a cluster, man.
Where's it at?
It is right near here, over at Landmark. Do you ever over where Tom lived in the high rise?
Yeah.
That's Landmark.
So it's just like a get together?
Yeah, there's like 150 people. You can go if you're going to be
No,
around.
I got an email.
I'll be there.
But
well, it don't matter. I'll just put you on the list. But they got drinks, cocktails. It's not going to be like this. They're not going to be cramming anything down. But, you know, all the talent's going to be there. Anybody on the AMs is going to be there.
Just look them up, secretaries.
The only multiple talented person that's not going to be there is Deputy Dan.
Yeah, what's up with that?
But it's not going to be a huge, it's going to be more of a fun cocktail hour, to be honest, man. That's what they're trying to do with it.
Yeah.
They're not trying to do high pressure sales or any of that shit. We got to find this woman an attorney.
Yes. Well, I think a Rock would be the best, because you're right. You need an attorney that does this. Otherwise,
Some of these are federal rules and regulations. It wouldn't be a federal lawsuit by any means. Actually, a good attorney might be able to look at this and
Coming
take it
up
up
to
to
that.
federal court.
where does it go?
Suzanne said she sent the email.
I mean, $100,000, and she's got I say she's going to have a countersuit in there.
Here it is. She did send me one. Let's see. What's your poison in Vegas, man?
Me?
Craps?
Blackjack.
Blackjack. I love blackjack too, man. Usually I'll play. You know what I've been playing? If I have a few cocktails and I'm just, you know, Usually if I play blackjack, I'll play 25 to 100 a hand, and I'll set X amount aside. If I double it, I'm out. If I lose it, I'm out. Either way.
I wish I could be that disciplined.
Well, and I stay pretty disciplined, actually. But what I enjoy playing is just, dumb, don't even got to think, is that 3-card poker. And I never liked those kind of games before, but I'm starting to like that stupid 3-card poker. But you have to play it for long periods of a time to ever hit a royal.
Yeah.
I guess I'm up. Just like that. By the way, that's our board op back there. And I've got a few questions for you, buddy. Questions for you in a minute or two. But right now I got to get back to Rock. Rock, here's what I want to do. It is very important Lori gets an attorney very quick. Would you please talk to her? Would you consider being a witness for her? However that works. I'm not going to pretend you
Indeed.
Excellent.
We'll do it for free.
Now,
do it for free.
Suzanne did. Wow, free. Wow.
Told you he's a good guy.
Do you think, let me ask you this, if everything goes good and this lawsuit goes through and she gets to keep some money, you guys can get in there and actually finish what needs to be finished as well, right? Because I assume it's simply not even done, right?
No, it's like there's 3 wheels on the car. I said there's only 2 wheels on the car.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
There's 2 wheels, there's about 2 wheels, maybe, there's 2 wheels on the car, and they need 4.
And this says,
go in it with,
this says, okay, sounds good. Another piece of info I wanted to pass on to you is that Martin Fields. Who's Martin, Laura? Is that the owner, Martin Fields? Laura? You're not going to believe what I just did. Honest to God. Daphne, you just accidentally hung up on him. I can't believe it.
My bad.
I can't believe it. Let me ask you something, George, with Fix It 24/7. Do you have someone that constantly drops phone calls? Someone that constantly creates chaos in the environment?
In our office?
Yeah, like someone like Daphne, but maybe a little different. And how do you handle them? You really like them. You'd never want to get rid of them. But you treat them different than other people.
You give them a lot of grace.
You give them grace. Okay, I like that.
Retraining.
You like it? I like that, too. All right, 303-713-8255. Honestly, we're going to get them back up. I want to get that handled. I think we're on the right track. I think Rock went out there. I'm looking at other lawsuits. I assume this guy is the owner. He's also got some problems with IRS fraud, it looks like. So this guy who owns Acme Restoration Mitigation, LLC, doing business as Metro Mitigation here in Colorado, does not look like a good guy in my opinion. Hopefully we can get that figured out. I mean, honest to goodness, hopefully we can get that figured out. Let me see what we got here. We do have one line open. I'll always tell you when a line's open. 303-713-8255. Ben, what is your question?
Yeah, no shit.
Go ahead and kill that. Hold on, Ben. Did you hear that? Did we kill it?
I don't know.
All right, I'll put him on hold. Listen, if you're just rejoining us, I had to dump a guy. He did not know he was up. He said the bad word, the SH word, and I don't mean Sherlock Holmes. Andrea, what's going on with you? Andrea?
Hi, yeah. So we're going to be evicted tomorrow, and we were just kind of looking to see if anybody had any resources or connections that we could come up with the rest of our rent by really virtually the end of today, because after the court hearings at 8:30 tomorrow, then they can evict us at any time.
You mean dollars?
Yes.
Well, how did you get in this situation?
So I'm not able to work. I have a disability in my leg.
Okay.
And my husband has missed a couple of days of work on his paycheck. So we have a big chunk of the rent.
How much is a big chunk?
We have $1,000 of it.
Okay.
And we've asked the apartment complex if they could work with us until next Friday when he gets paid again.
How much How much is the deficiency?
$548.28.
And how would someone know how would someone know they'd get paid back? Generally what happens is, why would not the next time rent's due, you guys would be in the same position?
Right. So when he gets paid next Friday, that'll be an overtime check. He usually works 60 hours a week, and so we can live, and he wasn't able to. So next Friday, when he got paid, we planned on paying the back portion of that, plus our rent for October.
Yeah.
If she has a good employment history, boss will usually.
She doesn't work. How about your husband? Clint brings something up. How long has he worked for wherever he's working?
Well, he works for Amazon, and he's been there for a year and a half.
In the warehouse here?
They don't do, the one in Thornton.
All right, hold on a second. You know what? Because I have been in a bad mood. I want to go a little further than we'd usually do, but I got to do something immediately. Sure. I need to run a background check on you and your husband, so hold on. 100% on both sides, Daphne. I know, usually every time we do this, I want to hang myself afterwards, but no, I want a background check on him and her. Make sure you get DOB, the whole deal, and let's get it done quick, and we'll see what happens. I don't try to sit here and play God by any means, but here's the biggest problem. George, every time Tom and I get involved, not every time, sometimes it does work out, what ultimately happens is either you don't get paid back, that's one, but you don't solve anything. That's the bigger part. In other words, they're always in the hole. They can never catch up. So until something changes, nothing changes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I get in these situations quite often, and when I go into it, I hope if I get paid back, that's great, but I never.
But my point with the charity aspect of it, because I'm with you, and even with relatives, I'm with you.
Oh, yeah.
You lend money to people, you better just count it not there, unless if they got a house or equity or something you're going to do. My point is sometimes people need to, they say they need to hit rock bottom before they make any changes in their life. I always wonder if you're just perpetuating, I'm making words up, the actual issue. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, there's, but I've learned to, I used to be just like that, where I try to judge and try to determine, is this person really going to help themselves? Is this person just, even a guy on the street corner, somebody holding a sign, or they're just gonna go buy a beer with that, right?
Yeah, or whatever.
That used to be my mentality, and at this point, I've changed that mentality to, that's really not my place. My job in life, I really believe, is to help God.
So do you give people who hold a sign up saying, I need a beer?
Quite a bit. Oh, if the sign specifically says I need a beer
or a drink or whatever, something like that.
I don't even usually read the sign, but if I specifically see that, no, I wouldn't. But I mean, yeah, I give money to
I like that. He doesn't
all the time.
You're basically saying you don't want to judge at all.
My job's to help people. God's blessed me a ton, and it's not my place, Well,
I'll tell you what.
To determine what they're going to do with that.
I like what you said, and you said you give a lot, right? I'm going to make you give a deal out that's going to blow people away. Then I'll make you put your mouth where your thought is, or whatever. We'll be right back.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver.
I pay for the person behind me.
Yeah, we do that sometimes.
I see a lady back there or something.
I just don't think people on the street, you're helping them.
No,
I just don't think so.
And the majority of them, you're not. The majority, they're in survival mode, and they can't think past right now is the problem. They can't think about their next meal. They can't think about their next. They can't think past that.
Right. Just like this piece of him. Did they wait till the 13th hour or whatever? They've already been to court for their eviction.
Yeah, but I can tell you, my dad's one of them. He's been there, and he's good now.
But how did he do it?
He finally got sober. I told him I wouldn't help him unless he did, and then he actually did.
So that's what that was.
Yeah, I wasn't just giving him my street corner, but and I get that, right? I mean,
is it coming up?
But there are people that find themselves in a tough situation that everybody has their own story.
Right, I agree with that.
Hold on, guys. If you listen to this show, I am cheap. I can't put it any other way. I love saving money. I'm cheap. I have to tell you about this company,
In fact, I want you to go look at what they do. But I'm telling you right now, if in your house right now you have traditional insulation, you are paying way too much in the winter and in the summer. Your utility bills will come down so much if you just look at this product. You have to check it out. Go to foamyourwalls.com. It is crazy. It also will soundproof, well, not soundproof, but up to 80% soundproof, whatever different rooms you do it in. It's fire resistant. It's environmentally safe. And there's no off-gassing. There's no maintenance. Here's what they do. They come in and they put this foam into your walls, and you're going to save a ton of money. A ton of money. There is no way. If you have, once again, traditional insulation, you're not going to save a ton of money. This is one of those products. The coolest part about it is it will end up paying for itself. The older your home, the more money you're going to save. At least get the free estimate. At least go check out the video at foamyourwalls.com. Martino did a cool video with them. Foamyourwalls.com, or give them a call right now, 720-676-6333. Okay, tell Rock to hook up with Laura. I'm done with both of them. I just tell him to follow up. I mean, I really, if we can do something to help in the back, let's do it, but we're good. And then I'm going to be asking you about the background check.
Renting bed bugs?
Oh,
Why is bed bugs?
God.
Why is bed bugs?
How come every call we're getting is...
Rent and bed bugs help, because she needs rent. I want to get rid of the bed bugs so bad. Or the bed bugs are asking for rent.
As an employer, I gave a lot of guys advances when they needed them.
No, you can do that for one time. If
Yeah.
And if it's good, yeah, absolutely.
A company like Amazon, that's not going to happen.
George, you don't care if it's $25, do you?
I'll do 24.
Okay.
Do 20, but
I had a guy,
yeah,
or
let's
a lady girl one time come in.
Just let me
come to me.
let me explain. Be able to ask me questions like explain.
I understand. Says, I
We're going
understand
into, I'm going to tell them it has to be scheduled by 5.
We're building a hangar.
I mean, get me down to
Right
24. Yeah, come on. You said you were going to give a better
Go to the
deal.
doctor.
You do lower than that.
I got it.
He's been paid
But,
$8.
No.
about $2,000.
But I will,
for months.
it has to be done by, it has to be scheduled by 5 today, done by October 15th, because we'll be going into winter. And everybody who doesn't do it, hasn't got it done, will be the ones we're going to fix after that.
I get it.
I am going to start singing.
Who knows, but he was telling her he wasn't getting paid by me until the job was over. He'd been getting about $2,000 paychecks every Friday.
I bet you.
Oh, when I was building a hangar, I had a girl come to me who was like 7, 8 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And asked for an advance. He says, I understand that my boyfriend doesn't get paid until the job's over, but I really need an advance for a doctor bill, a doctor visit.
You know, this show, I'm sorry, Clint, but something's driving me crazy here. This, I'm just looking at this call screen. We had that Section 8 thing up.
Yeah.
That guy called on Section 8. Now I got rent and bed bugs. I got finding resources to pay rent. The disability, I have no idea what that is, but I mean, what is this? Are we turning into the homeless show?
Yep.
It's just amazing the way all will come in one day. Like,
You know what it is? One of them here's one of them, and
Yeah.
here's one of them.
Yeah.
It's like the old, if I tell a secret to you and you don't tell it to anybody, it doesn't change.
It's almost like if there's too much of that, you got
Anyway, Mark, this guy'd been getting paychecks on Friday for 8 months and telling his girlfriend wasn't getting paid. So I told her to come at 2 o'clock on Friday, and I made a paycheck out to her.
So I wonder if this is end of the month too. It's coming to the end of the month.
Oh, could be.
Yeah, that's what they need.
You know, waiting until you have an eviction hearing.
She already had the.
Did you look at their background?
That's what's.
The last one had a 4 or 5 page rap sheet. That last one. And why is she not eligible for SSDI? She's
Very well might be some of her things. But let me tell you, there's many services out there. I mean,
Yeah.
I was over at the church at St. Thomas More, and people are always calling, hey, I need grocery money and stuff like that.
Well, they can come in and actually get groceries in a lot of these places. Food banks.
So here's a big, I was down at the church.
You think you'll swing by tonight?
Cathedral.
Are you staying right around here?
They were handing out sandwiches to people there.
If you want to, do it. Just call me.
It just keeps them right around there.
Yeah.
All right, 303-713-8255. I'll let you know when the line drops off. Oh, my God. I just started thinking of something. I'm looking at this call screen, and listen, if you're sitting there waiting, don't get offended. I'm not trying to offend anybody, but somehow I always do that. Here's what it says. I got Steve. He wants to rant. Oh, I'm sorry. He wants to talk about rent and bed bugs. Andrea, who we just talked to, finding resources to pay rent. Roger has a disability and discrimination. I wonder if it's the end of the month. Everybody seems to have more of a different issue than a contractor ripped me off. It's just a little different. Deputy Dan, my God, is this, what is this?
I think it's got to be because it just happened all in this today.
It just happened like that.
End of month.
So, Daphne, did we get to run the background check on Andrea?
I ran a background check on both her and Michael.
And?
I'm sorry, John Michael. And really, there's nothing. He hasn't had anything since 2011. She had just no proof of insurance. That was it.
That was it. Andrea, how long you guys lived in Colorado? Andrea?
I lived here. Well, I was born and raised here, and then in 1990 I joined the Army and was gone for 20 years.
Okay.
And then moved back.
All right, listen, do you have kids?
I have 2 kids that are adults, and then John has a child.
How come the adult kids can't help you out? I'm just curious.
Well, because one's in Mississippi about ready to have a baby, and the other one has some mental.
All right, here's what we're going to do. You know what, Daff? I'm just going to make the executive decision. We're going to pay the landlord directly. When am I going to have the money back? This is my money, Andrea. When am I going to have it back?
Next Friday, I believe that's October 4th.
Okay, and you're giving me your word right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Hey,
hold on.
Mark.
Yes.
Fix It 24/7 is going to pay half of it. She doesn't have to pay our half back. Just pay your half back.
Done deal.
I'll pay you directly, and then
that'll work out great. That'll work out perfect.
wow,
Thank
nice.
you, George. Hold on. So here's the deal. We're paying the landlord directly. So we have to reach out to the landlord and figure out however they want to get paid. Hopefully they can just take a card. I'll give you my credit card, Daff. 303-713-8255. I probably opened up floodgates, but listen, we do a background check. If she had, drug conviction, I'm not even going to get into it. Ben, what's going on with you?
Yes, I live in Wyoming, but I have a job offer down in Colorado, but I'm going to...
Yes, Ben. What's your question, sir?
I understand with me being a non-resident, that Colorado state law says even though Wyoming has 0 state income tax,
yep,
that the Colorado company still has to take out Colorado state tax.
Yeah, a lot of, in fact, almost all states do that. I mean, Wyoming might not, but yeah, generally speaking, let's say you play for the Broncos. Even when you go play the LA Chargers, they take money out of those checks, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it does kind of suck, though, when you think about it, but it is the way it is.
Well, yeah, I ain't gonna loan the government money all year for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'll turn the job down.
Oh man, well that sucks. We have some great people here.
So it's what it is. Like you said, it's what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I ain't
probably
gonna loan the government money all year for nothing.
Well, you can always say you have a lot more dependents and stuff. I mean, there's ways to make those taxes a lot less, but that's up to you, man. Thank you, 303-713-8255. Roger, what's up?
Oh, hello there.
Hello there.
One of the hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry. There was a bartender at Citron Bistro who hated customers complaining, and he wouldn't serve any customer that complained.
I'm sorry. Wait a second, Roger. So it's called what? The what bistro?
Citron Bistro. It's located on South Yosemite and Hampton.
Well, I see you got a speech impediment, but can you spell the first name? I really want to know the name of it.
Citron Bistro.
Citron. And if you complain, what happens?
Well, one of his coworkers stole money from me like 3 or 4 years ago, and I complained about it.
Yeah.
Well, the bartender, on the other hand, said I have no business complaining about it.
Okay.
His name is Zach. And he said he won't serve any customer that complains. He said that if I don't respect her, I don't respect him.
Well, you know, Roger, I don't want to get into the validity of, you know, the complaint that you have or what they're telling you, but haven't you seen the sign that says no shirt, no shoes, no service?
Correct.
They cannot serve you. It doesn't matter really for what reason. Now, they can't serve you because of maybe your color or religion or some protected things, but they don't have to serve you. It doesn't even matter why is what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying it doesn't matter if it's fair or not. They don't have to serve you. Why would you want to go to a place that you don't like the people?
No, I just want my dignity. I want my respect, you know. I thought you care about the customers, the treatment of the customer.
Well, what?
Don't you care about it?
Well, they should care about it, and they're going to lose you. It sounds like they're going to lose you as a customer, but it also sounds like they don't want you as a customer.
And that's okay? You're saying that's okay?
I'm not saying anything's okay. What I'm saying is they have the right not to serve people for most reasons. That's what I'm saying.
Are they allowed to discriminate against customers? Yes or no?
Well, it depends what you mean. A legal term of yes or no? Listen, Roger, I'm starting to understand why they don't want to serve you.
Yes or no?
Oh, you understand what... Oh, God. It's so pathetic. Bye.
Well, there you go.
Bye, Roger.
So... Dope. I feel like Homer Simpson. What do you possibly do there?
You wouldn't serve him.
Oh, my God. Would you serve him? So it's all right to discriminate? Listen, Roger, I'm being serious now. They don't have to serve you. That's one of that's this country. That's it. George, if someone calls up and says, hey, I want that $25 special and I want it now, and damn well, it better be right, you piece of crap. And you decide, do you think you have to go out and work with these people?
Well, no, we for sure don't.
Oh, the guy's nuts. I don't understand what he's saying. I wouldn't serve him either.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Delta Dental.
Call. Daphne, why is your relatives calling the show?
Oh, we got to run a background check on everybody. On the phone.
So he also said discriminated at work. It was a two-part problem, or was he working there?
They're allowed to discriminate? What did he
No,
say? What did he say? I suck? What did he say, though, at the end? It was pretty good.
I'm very discriminating about who I date, who I marry, you know.
Can you imagine if we had to serve every nutbag and every fucking piece of commerce known to man? You telling me I can't buy that house?
I would like to heard his whole story.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it would. I think it just sort of rambled about.
Okay.
Probably right.
Okay, Tom and I have different ways of explaining different things, just like any people. We talk about a company called TMS Solutions. I want to put this in very, very basic terms. If you suffer from depression and you have tried numerous kinds of medication, there is a good chance these folks can help you. So listen to this one more time. It's a very simple message. You know who you are if you fit the bill or not. You ready? If you've tried numerous different medications for your depression and you can't seem to get better, I promise you it is going to be worth a call to these folks to see if they can help you. It could be life-changing, okay? There's not much more to really say about it. It is FDA approved, it's the real deal, it's everything, and hopefully they can make your life better. Insurance covers it, but you have to be a candidate that has tried numerous different medications and they don't seem to work. Please listen to me and write this number down and just check them out. They have locations in Littleton, Cherry Creek, Centennial, Fort Collins. They're the real deal MDs. This is no joke. If you suffer from depression and nothing seems to work, your meds aren't working, I promise you these guys can change your life. Just make the phone call. 303-928-0499. 303-928-0499, or check out tmssolutions.com.
That was funny. That was the funniest should be call of the week.
What?
The last one.
Oh.
We should have a call of the week.
What? Oh. Can you imagine having to deal with that at the bar?
They have the 4.5 stars. That was Citro did the piece.
Suzanne said we've eaten there. I don't know the place. Actually, did she say I went to Easter brunch there one year? God, that had to be a long time ago. I'll tell you a great Easter brunch around here. The Inverness. Inverness is really good.
Where's that one place out west and stuff where you got to do reservations, and if you don't show up, they charge you for them?
Out west?
What's the town up there?
The one that serves all the weird meat?
Like the Fort?
No. When I say out west, way out west of Colorado. There's that hotel out there. What's that famous hotel?
Stanley?
No.
Hey, listen, it's Dan.
I want to get
He's probably talking about Denny's.
No. Funny.
We were sitting here one day and we had 5 calls from people that showed up at Denny's in Colorado Springs to work, and the building was locked. They went out of business overnight. The franchise guy just literally locked the doors. Every employee showed up in the morning. No paychecks, nothing. No grand slam for you.
And the same guy owned them all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I got a guy at the airport who owns a whole bunch of Walgreens. His expensive airplane flies around.
Walgreens? I didn't know they were.
All right, George, get your thinking cap on. My name's Dan. Dan, do you think it would be entertaining? I'll wait till we're on air. Because I got an idea that we might do tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know.
It's car day tomorrow.
I know it's car day. It makes it even better. I wish Al was in tomorrow. Al's actually a hoot. Isn't he a funny guy?
Yeah, he is funny.
I mean, behind the scenes, he's really funny. Funny looking.
We got our favorite uncle.
Funny ha-ha.
Actually, he can take a joke, too. Al's very good about taking a joke. Except for the tires. Except for the 3 tires.
He was not good at that one.
I don't know if you heard about that one, George, what he said on
God, it was horrible.
It was, what day was it? The April Fool's Day.
April 1st.
So Tom just said, hey, this is a joke, but, I'm just going to say it. The first 10 people get free tires at Al's place there.
I heard Tom talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, Pro Auto.
So you got blown up?
It got blown up, but he had said ahead of time that it was a joke. It's just April Fools, it's all that. But there were people calling, I guess they were pretty mad they didn't get free tires.
He was, people were calling up threatening to
Right, I imagine they didn't hear everything or whatever. But,
they were just part they wanted to hear.
Either that or they were just taking the joke all the way to the extreme.
And maybe that was that. They were really going to, but I guess there were some people that were fairly upset.
Either that or there wasn't, and he was just getting Tom back.
That's a very good double.
Dad, is Suzanne or yourself working on getting that rent paid though for her? We need to get her landlord's information and then call him up.
What happened to the bed bugs?
Yeah. Hear about bed bugs.
No, it's gone from the call screen. What happened to the bed bugs?
What?
The bed bugs. The rent and bed bugs. It was on the call screener.
I don't care. What do you mean?
I want to know
It was on the call screener and it's gone now.
Shit, they probably were like, I'm not asking him for anything.
Well, you just gave away rent to the people.
I want to know how to rent.
All right, 303-713-8255.
Strange stuff happens at the end of the month. Hey, Dan, tomorrow's car day. We're going to have a blast tomorrow.
Love car day.
I love car day. Who do we have in? Do you guys remember? I think Al was in last week, so it's probably Machowski and Kevin
And who else?
Yahtzee.
Oh,
busted
Yahtzee!
Yahtzee.
I love the Yahtzee.
I love just saying his name.
Yahtzee! I do love it. Now, let me ask you something, George, and I'm going to pin you down. You know, Tom did that special for you, but really, anytime someone runs a tune-up special on a furnace or an AC or whatever it is, you know this. People go, oh, that's great. So they're going to come out, I'm going to give them X amount of dollars, and they're going to tell me I need a new system, and they're going to try to hit me with a $10,000 bill, because honest to God, that's what most people think when they hear an offer, any offer, too good to be true, because most of the time, they are too good to be true. So be very straight with me. First of all, you said $29. Forget 29. I'm going to force feed you $24. But people have to understand. And if they don't, I want them to call me personally. If you guys go out there and it's just a sales pitch, and I know it's not, but I'm doing this for a reason. I want you to explain exactly what the $24 is going to do. And if you don't like the price of $24, then just don't talk.
So I'll do it. But you have to call by 5. You have to get it scheduled by 5 o'clock today, and it has to be done before October 15th, because that's about the time it'll get cold. And the people that don't get it done, their systems will break down because they're not getting it done, or many of them will. I mean, that's what happens.
So, but what do you do for $24? Honestly, do you go out there and what? You look at it and say, oh, it's fine.
Well, first I'll address what you said.
Yep.
What people think.
That's
And
right.
you're right. That's exactly what they think. You know why they think that?
Because they've been ripped off.
Because that's exactly what happens.
That's right.
That's exactly what happens often, right? The guy comes out and tries to sell him a bunch of stuff. It doesn't have to be $10,000. It could be multiple things.
Could be whatever. It could be $1,000.
And it may have been true what they found. It may not. I mean, there's many times, unfortunately, where a lot of the stuff is not true. It's pushy. It's crap. But the fact is, if you don't get it maintained properly, and these people don't come maintain it, they don't actually clean the dirt out, especially if it's a cheap tune-up. They just check stuff. That's what they want, is to come find the brokenness already. Now, let me be clear.
But this isn't a check
special from us before. We won't do it for anybody.
This is new customers.
It has to be a new. I don't care.
And let me explain that, because a lot of people, and I used to. Well, it's not I used to or this. Here's the deal with that. The reason they do that is the new people already got this great offer, and he's already sold them on the service. They're going to call him when something breaks down. The reason they do this is for your future business. They're not doing this out of, honestly, you're not doing this out of the grace of your heart.
We're doing it because we want you. You don't know who we are.
That's right.
You are the person, right? If you're the person who's had this done, had somebody come out and try to sell you a bunch of stuff, then that's your perception. We want you to see what we really do, how we really prevent.
And you're going to literally clean it.
Once you see it,
you're going to clean it.
We want you to watch it.
You're going to get the dirt out of it. You're going to clean it. You're going to make sure it's operating.
All of the dirt.
Take it. You're there for well over an hour. Is that correct to say?
Yeah, the average is over 2 hours.
Over 2 hours?
Yeah,
I did not know.
And so I get asked all the time, how do you make money? We don't make money on it. We lose money on that.
On this, you definitely lose money.
But that's the point is.
But you get to put your sticker. Let's be honest. You get to put your sticker on there, and when they do wake up next summer or whatever, and the air conditioner's not working, they know who to call.
It's not even a sticker. Once you have an experience with us, you won't forget us. So we don't need a sticker there, because you will not forget us.
All right. So they have to call before 5 to get this price.
To schedule.
Yep.
To schedule it before 5 today. Not come before 5, but we got to come do it before October 15th.
So before October, so you're not going to be able to take many of these. You'll be able to schedule as many as you can.
As we can, yeah.
All right,
so we run out of space. We run out of space, but October 15th, it's going to get cold.
And here's what I want. People listening that have heard these, here's what I want, and I'm going to be very straight with the audience. I want people to call that haven't had this done. I want you to check back in with me after, good or bad. If it was a horrible experience or a sales pitch, I want to hear right here on the air. I already know it's not going to be, but if it is, I swear to God, I want to hear it. But $24, the full thing, 720-526-3939. Isn't that Fix My Home?
FixMyHome.com.
No, I know that, but does that spell anything, the phone number?
Spell anything.
Okay, 720.
FixMyHome.com is the easiest way.
720-526-3939. That's it. You have to call today by 5, and you have to have it done, or at least scheduled, by the 15th.
Scheduled to be done before the 15th.
That's right. All right. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Dan, have you had something like that done?
Yep, had them out there, loved them.
Oh, fix it?
Yep.
You actually had fix it out?
Yep.
How long were they there? Don't lie to me, boy.
It was probably, if it wasn't 2 hours, it was close to 2 hours.
Wow.
Great guy, too.
Who was it?
I can't remember his name.
Uh-huh.
It was over a year ago. It was over a year
And
ago.
he had no idea that you were from any
That's
show or
correct.
anything,
I
right?
told him afterwards, yeah.
but
he's a good guy.
before he didn't know.
Yeah.
All right.
Didn't you tell me you get more good compliments on us than any other industry?
Industry? You mean any other company?
Any other company on the referral list, yeah.
Yes, but your volume is extremely high.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, that's even...
No, and a lot of times on companies that have a lot of volume, I get more complaints. It doesn't mean they're a bad company. It means they do a ton of business. Last time, 720-526-3939. Tomorrow is going to be a hell of a day, I promise you. If you tune in, you're going to love it. It's going to be car day. I'm behind the mic. I'm going to talk to Ugly Ed a little bit because I like introducing people to the show. We're going to get a little of his background. We're going to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints.
If you're running out of room in your home, like maybe you're a hoarder or...
Okay. What, are you going to like cook some meat? Beyond Meat? Have you ever had that? You guys? Beyond Meat? It's a fake meat? You guys haven't.
Oh, is that what Burger King is offering now?
Yep. Yep. Is it Beyond or Impossible?
Yeah, I'm hearing good stuff about it, but